Alrighty then.
Is it recording?
Oh shit, are my headphones connected? Yes, they are. Let's see.
Yeah.
Are the volumes set to 6.5?
I believe they are, yes.
I believe that they are. I believe that they're 6.5. R. Kelly pisses on you night and day. Piss on you, then flies away. Okay, and we're back. Welcome back to the 76th episode of the Sketchbook Heroes with me, Ilias.
Me, Robert.
And we're in collaboration with 21 Draw for upping your artistic superpowers.
Like always.
Like always, yeah. So check out
21-draw.com.
That is 21
Dash.
draw.com.
21 dash.
My brain just like
21 Flash?
Yeah,
Yes. Or Instagram 21 Draw.
exactly.
Yes.
And also don't forget to sign up to our event.
You have to.
Yeah, you have, when this episode comes out, you have about 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the 5th day, it's actually
And on
happening.
the 5th day.
So the artist something meetup. The artist meetup. That's
yes. Yeah, that's it.
sign up for it. Join us, Stockholm stuff.
Stuff.
It'll be epic.
Yes, it will. Yes, with whatever we're doing and stuff.
Yeah, we have no plans.
Peoples and
Come and
drawings.
mingle. There will be industry professionals like us, and then there will be some real professionals as well.
Like not us.
Like not us, yeah. And we'll try to make it a fun evening.
Yeah.
So bring your beers and your A game and your sketchbook and a pen and an eraser. And maybe that. No, just kidding.
That's all you need.
That's all you need, exactly. Bring it all.
Yeah. 5 o'clock on the 24th of January, Friday.
Exactly.
So if you're living in Sweden, Stockholm, you should have gotten your money.
Yeah.
So congrats.
Exactly. And anywhere in the Nordics, you should join us.
Yeah, you should. Like,
There's
no excuse.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
No. Sina is coming all the way from Malmö.
Exactly.
That is the bottom of this dark, cold, I was going to say country.
Just country.
Yeah, just cunt.
Country.
But yeah, so she's coming up. What's your excuse?
Yeah, exactly. Cheese is coming up. What's your excuse? So with that said,
Let's dive into
let's
it.
roll.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook Heroes, imagination burning. Sketchbook Heroes, Sketchbook Heroes, pick up the Sketchbook Heroes. They don't seem to have any line.
Sketchbook Heroes! Imagination burning! Sketchbook Heroes!
My guitar skills are out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
I love it.
They're horrible.
So how have you been, dude?
I've been good.
Dude.
Dude?
What's up, dude?
You the dude.
That's how Matthias portrayed us in that animation.
Yeah,
For
exactly. Yeah,
anyone
dude.
who's seen that, yeah. We're bros now.
But thank
We're
you,
bros.
Matthew.
Yeah,
It was amazing as always.
yeah.
It had to be He-Man, right?
It looks like a He-Man animation. It does.
Like the color scheme in the sky and the
The gay
bulkiness.
vibes, basically, what you're saying. The
That's-
gay vibes.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
But yeah, big shout out to @Matthias_Anderson_art. Thank you, dude.
Why did he change his name?
He has 2 accounts.
Oh, he does?
Matt Drawing is his personal one that he started years ago, but he wanted one separate for just art and not, concert photos and shit.
Smart move.
So check
Yeah.
him out.
Check him out.
He's awesome. He makes all the stupid animations that we have of, like washing machines and stuff. That's Matthias.
Yeah.
If it's something awesome, like that isn't silly, It's not Matthias.
No.
Matthias just does the gay cartoons and the over-the-top washing machines and flashing lights.
Like the Spider-Man tribute
Oh,
one.
that is like, dude, that is one of my favorites.
It's so
good.
genius.
He's a fucking wizard.
Yeah.
Matthias, we're gonna marry.
Yes.
There is no discussion here.
One day. Yes. We'll all become Mormon and then just live happily ever after.
No, but he sticks to that like 80s cartoons vibe, you know, although that is like 70s, but
Yeah.
but it's still like it has that vibe.
Definitely. It's childhood for sure. But again, thank you. Thank you, Maddie.
Yeah, man. They're so good.
But yeah, so
Bring snacks, Matthias. Bring non-vegan snacks.
yes, more sausage,
Bring your German sausage.
dry sausages,
And baguettes, please.
please. Anything long and tasty.
Moist. Yeah, bring something to drink.
Yeah. So I was gonna say that it's been a good week. I haven't really
was getting
done anything. I've been working. That's all I've been doing.
But you did play a lot of video games.
Yeah, I did. Yes. So after our last session, I finished the Star Wars game, and Jesus Christ,
That was your belly, right?
yeah. So this
Cool.
is I'm drinking coffee and chicken wings in my belly. Apparently, that's some sort of chemical mix, like Mentos and Coke.
Mentos and Coke, yes.
Yeah. Makes you speedy. So yeah, nothing new really on this end. What about you, man?
Thinking. I did wrap up the gym. So now we've done the last sort of work on that, the garage. So my wife painted it because she wanted to, because for some reason she thinks it's fun.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't get that. Same.
Yeah. Why?
Okay, if I was painting something, but it's just like paint the room
It's a
white.
color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one color. Not fun.
No.
But that's done. So now I just need to just like do a few more adjustments and buy equipment, basically.
So pretty much everything.
Everything else
Yeah.
is left.
Yeah.
But the actual room is finished.
Nice. How long did it take from start to finish?
I
do you know?
started like late August. So
Yeah, that's not that bad.
it's just that there's been like times where I haven't been there for a month. So
that's the
it's
thing.
not that bad. Like it's not like, had it been just like a lot of work in the beginning, like it would have been faster. But you have to take into account that I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah, and
But-
also master of planning, as like both of us are. Yes. So
Yes.
like, I think I'll build a little bit today, and then half an hour later, you're sitting there playing video games.
Exactly. And gyms don't build themselves, apparently.
No, but awesome that it's
Yeah.
It's done. So just white or what's the
I
color?
just went white. I just
Okay.
went white. Because the thing is, I checked how other people had done it, and some went black, but then if you take photos into the gym, all the
They never
equipment
go back. Yeah.
Exactly. But all the equipment and everything, it just disappears, and it's just like a black room with nothing in it. Basically, that's what it looks like. So I want the contrast, basically, just like so the stuff.
This is a very important question now because it's a gym. So do you have like your space for taking selfies? Like
No, not yet.
not any
Nah,
good like
I don't
light
have-
fixtures and
I don't even have lamps in there yet.
So
Like
you
we
can
just painted it. and
because I
there's-
remember you wanted to do like a full set of different poses and stuff as a reference for
yeah,
drawing stuff.
exactly for drawing because
So like this would be the perfect place to set up maybe like a little photo thing for
You'd
yourself.
think,
Yeah.
but no.
No?
The thing is, the room is like it has these beams that are a bit in the way, so I think they would be in the photos, in the shots, like all the
Just
time.
aesthetic.
I know,
whatever.
but I would like the person, like the photos of me, then to be free floating. You know?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't want them to be.
But couldn't you just edit that out?
Probably, but then I would have to edit like 150 pictures. You know, eventually.
So you'd have to look at yourself a lot.
Don't want that. But we'll see how I do like with that, because this is the year of the not eat candy. So eventually I'll get there again.
Yeah. No, I can't wait for the calendar to come out. Like
Yeah, the
12
fireman.
months of
Yeah.
Ilias.
I will see if I ever do that. Like, it's weird. It would be so weird.
Just you in the same pose for 12 pictures.
12 pictures,
Just
yeah.
different underwear or something.
That would be fun.
Yes. Yeah, we should do that.
Just like the different brands that are sponsoring the podcast, I just like change underwear. Like
Exactly.
fuck 'em, Adobe.
21 draw.
21 draw.
Pen store
This
is
for
just
you.
a pen.
Oh. No, it's one of those, like, what do you call them? Like the sock, you know? When
Yeah,
they wear
oh,
a
yeah,
sock, but
yeah.
it's a pen.
Or you just do like a censorship, so you are nude in all the photos, but you
Oh.
just like, add the PNG logo.
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Pixelated.
Fuck, we should do that as like collect money for Australia thing. Like sell nude photos. I saw some Swedish
That is
model or
actually
something
funny.
got a lot of shit for doing that.
What?
Like, yeah, some model went
It's
nude
money.
and sold nude photos to collect money for. Australia.
How does that matter?
It's genius.
It's fucking genius. People
Yeah.
like nudes, and money saves people.
There you go.
How the fuck is that a loss?
That's what I'm saying.
What is bothering people?
So that's why we should do it. Like,
You know what we should do? I would actually
Take nude
really like
photos.
to have that as an episode where we take someone that draws like a lot of erotic, like intercourse stuff.
yeah,
Well.
like very
Just
vulgar things.
Yeah, just things that, make people react. Like, I'm not talking about like, oh, look, they're kissing and you can see their backs. I'm just talking about, like,
masturbating pictures.
I have no idea, but just like someone that draws, like intercourse, like all of it,
Yeah.
and is famous for it. Because I would like to see sort of like how they sort of, because you have to sort of like, it's like
Yeah, what's their point of view, or like
exactly that, and how do they handle the public? Because I think
I'd like to know
when it
that
comes
too.
to art, you should be able to express yourself however you want
That's
without
what
people.
art is, yeah.
Exactly, but then there is this like, oh, you shouldn't draw women like that or objectifying them, which I also understand.
of course.
But then again, when we're talking about like a personal expression, how does that like play? Like, let's say you love drawing, I don't know, like big boobed women with thin waists and big butts, like whatever your preference is.
Classic comic book girls.
Exactly
sort of.
what I'm saying. Even Disney did it for a while, or
Yeah,
does
they
it
did.
still.
Yeah,
like,
they
but
still
they're
do.
not as accentuated breasts or butts. But, like they have
Look
this
at the
like,
Incredibles, like the mom in the Incredibles.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, let's say you draw this for yourself, but then eventually reach fame. Do you have a responsibility towards the public not to draw? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because people are impressionable or blah, blah, like whatever the...
But then your fan base has come to expect you drawing that
yeah,
sort of
but it's
motif
also,
and-
you that's what you like drawing, apparently, and that
Yeah.
should be fine as well.
Exactly. Like,
But I'm just... Because I personally wouldn't put that kind of work in a portfolio where I'm looking to draw Candy Crush,
no,
but I wouldn't say that what you're drawing is wrong. You know what I mean?
of course not.
We are all colored by the sort of like the times that we live in.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We get brainwashed by each other, pretty much.
I think so. But the thing is, it's expression. You should be able to draw. Like, it might be fucked up in some people's eyes, but is it wrong for you to draw it if that's what you like? And if you become famous for your artwork and it's offending everybody, how do you balance the responsibility towards, like, you're not drawing like intercourse for kids, like
No,
that's not
yeah.
what you're drawing them.
That's
But
really interesting.
It would be fun to have that discussion because it sort of, it could be an interesting discussion.
Do you know anybody like that?
No, but there is an artist that I really enjoy, and it's basically just that.
Okay.
And it's like, I have him on Twitter and on Instagram, and sometimes when his pictures come by, I'm like, oh shit, on the train or
you hide
something.
your phone.
I was like, fuck, I just swipe.
Yeah. Oh, I hate that, especially when you're
because
following hashtags. Sometimes,
Dude, but the
you
art
just-
is so good.
Yeah.
The art is so good.
nice.
Like, it's not something I would personally like to draw.
Who's the artist? Shout him
Uh,
out. If you
Shit, my
Oh, wait.
input two.
my input to
Two, yeah. My input two.
even the name
I,
is dirty.
I
but I
think
mean,
that's exactly. But he's so good. Like the way that he draws things.
And it's not like
My input. Yeah, my input two, like the number two, but
Okay.
it's not a number. It's spelled like
Yeah.
with letters.
tvu.
Yeah, my input two. It's just one word.
Okay,
But he's so good. I'll show you later.
nice.
But I would really like to get that because I personally hated DeviantArt when it was just that.
That's all it
basically.
was.
It was all
I'm
that.
assuming it still is.
And it's a big part. And then there was like people that love to draw women with big muscle and big boobs and squirting boobs, you know, and that was like the front page of DeviantArt at some point. You're like, the fuck? And then there was the photography where people were like a photo from behind, there was a butt and she was spreading her cheeks and you saw the butthole, like, you know, like, and they were some were artistic, like well photographed, and some weren't, you know, some were just like a webcam type of feel to it. No, but it's just like a cheap
Look
camera.
at my anus.
Basically that, or just like
somebody lost a gerbil.
Can you see my pen?
What pen is that?
No, but it would like, no matter my personal preference or whatever, I don't care what everyone else thinks. I would like to know, like working with hentai or working with, you know, like any type of erotic comics. Like how do you like? I would like to know
as much as possible.
As much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's put
because I would be uncomfortable like drawing all that stuff then posting it anywhere, basically.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that I don't like, because there are some of these artists are super good. I think Pandemonium Arts, our friend, just posted like tons of them yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just Input 2 was one of them.
Oh, okay.
But it's just, no pun intended. But, God damn it, apparently a pun was intended. No, but it would be fun to really talk to these people and just see how they view the work. Because I think they've thought about these questions a bit more because they've probably been questioned a lot more than, you know, we have. Cause,
I mean, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah. So, but it would be fun. I would really like to pick their brains regarding erotic art because it's a world that I'm not involved in, except that one hentai offer that I got years ago. But oh man, that would have been so awful if I had said yes. Like that, I wasn't very good. That
would have brought you up to like
maybe. But it would have been like so fun if I had said yes, just because I needed the money, because it would have been fun to go back and look at super poorly drawn porn just to have that adventure. Yeah. I'm so sad I never took up.
It's never too late.
It's never too late to draw porn. Yeah. So on today's topic on the Sketchbook Heroes Podcast, we'll be talking about freelancing in 2020.
Yeah. Because it's 2020 and freelance.
Yeah, and everything has changed.
Yes, of course.
2019. No, but I think it's this will be. I think we did one of these episodes like in 2017.
Yeah, so I think
maybe revisiting.
Maybe our brains have become more alert to freelance
and learned.
Maybe, right? Or maybe the total opposite. Who knows?
Dumber.
Or maybe we won't even reach the topic and we'll move on to
Toolies.
No, I don't know. But yeah, all right. So
Robert,
yes,
the first thing you need when you start a company, no matter the type of company, because I guess that there's different options in different countries.
Yes.
What is the most important thing?
The most important thing is to not do work yourself. So you hire an accountant or somebody that can handle your numbers. I don't know what the correct name for revisor is. Revisor. In English.
It's not even correct in Swedish.
No, exactly.
It's called something else.
I'm assuming accountant is as close to what you need.
Let's call it accountant, and then you guys can correct us.
Yeah, exactly.
Let the dumb people speak now, please.
Please, yes. Just shut up and listen.
Exactly. Listen to the dumb people.
Don't argue with the podcast, all right? Don't even pause us.
Exactly. You make your own podcast.
Yeah.
And you contradict what we're saying.
That's what we're saying. So obviously try not to do any work yourself and just hire people to do your shit.
Yes. Especially when it's stuff that is so out of your thing that you're wasting time.
Exactly. I think that's the most important thing to remember. If you're comfortable doing this yourself and you're like you have the time to invest and really learn how to do it, that's awesome. No, I would love to be that type of person. But I get anxiety when I start thinking about tell the tax people what I'm sort of bringing in.
I don't even know what to tell them. Like,
exactly.
That's basically it.
And they're really nice. Every time I talk to them, it's not that often, but every time I do, they're super helpful and they're very patient, and it's nothing. But it's just like, fuck, I procrastinate the fuck out of those numbers, and I don't do it, and then I just hand it off to somebody and they'll do it for me. So don't do our stupid mistakes and just hire or at least talk to one of those people before you get started. I think is very smart. So you know your options, and well, I mean,
it's worth the money. That's the thing. Because if I can share something that I sort of like struggled with.
Yes.
No, just kidding. No, but something that I struggled with early on, like the first time I started my own company and then stopped owning my own company, was that I only had to, like, there are different ways of handling your
tax income?
The tax. No, exactly. The for the whole year.
Oh yeah.
You could do it like monthly, like every 3 months, or yearly.
Yearly. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had yearly, and every year I would get to the point where I had to start sending in. They send out the papers like, oh, it's time for your stuff, and every year my brain would I would learn as much as I could. And then I would stress, like it would take weeks and months to get the papers done.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I'd send them in and then erase. Like it all disappears.
All the knowledge is gone.
All the knowledge is gone because you don't use it for a year.
Yeah.
And once you've done it, it's basically like a school test. You just cram everything in there.
Yeah.
And then it just erases. And then next year, there's 1.5 to 2 months where you just stress about it.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of time of the year to waste on something that someone can take care of in an hour.
Exactly.
They do it in an hour. They don't even, my company is small. I have a couple of, receipts that I send in. I have a couple of invoices a year, and that's it. They fucking do that like magic.
I have a lot more invoices.
Of course.
And stuff like that, but it's still very, it's very easy. I have one outgoing pile and one incoming pile.
Yeah.
And that's all you need.
Yeah.
So you have your receipts and then you have your invoices. Then just hand that off to your numbers person, and then they type it in and fix it for you. So you can focus on the important things, and I'm quoting Drew Struzan here from his documentary, really. But you can be the creative person and just sit there and work your ass off, not thinking about being fucked in the ass by the tax man.
See, that's exactly how Drew said it, right?
Yes. That was a
It was really
verbatim.
no, they're going to fuck you in the ass.
But yeah, what they say is you're busy doing your work over here, and then you have this other person just really screwing you over on that side because you trust them to do their thing, and then la la la. He got fucked over by this person. It doesn't matter. Don't get fucked by anybody unless you give consent. That's important. 2020.
2020, yo.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it just takes a lot of load. God, we're just referencing so many
dirty it sounds
things.
We started with the porn, and now we're just stuck in that.
Full-blown porn. But yeah, so all that heavy load on top of your face, get rid of it by hiring a person to...
Just no
numbers.
This episode will just be get an accountant and then just cut the rest out. I was like, Robert. And then just get an accountant. The end.
Episode 76. Click. Retro.
This should have been episode 69.
Yeah.
We can move some episodes around. But
get
an accountant. Exactly. It's really it'll save you a lot of time and frustration.
For sure.
And you could probably learn to do this yourself, but is it worth the amount of time?
Yeah.
When you can pay someone? And it's not that expensive. If I look how much I earn in a year with just the freelance now, since I am also I work in an office, with art, but if I just look at the freelancing, the amount of money that I spend on my
company
accountant.
Oh yeah.
No, it's nothing. Because in Sweden, at least, the amount that I sort of get in also, because my accountant firm has 3 steps. So if you earn this much, you don't pay that much. if you start earning like a medium income, sort of like, then they start charging you a little more.
Oh yeah.
And then when you earn, above $1 million,
then
like
that's the next.
Then that's the max amount that they'll ever take.
Yeah, exactly.
From that.
Yeah.
And that works for me, like you find someone that you trust.
Yeah, same. So I went to a friend he's currently studying to become an accountant or numbers person. And so I'm getting a pretty okay good price. I think it's $500 an hour. And according to him, it's not going to take more than maybe 1 to 2 hours to do the whole thing for 3 months.
Okay,
so
that's pretty good.
Pretty much, let's say it takes 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's 1,000 Swedish crowns every third month.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Nothing. That's nothing.
No, with the amount
Seriously.
of money that you get in, yeah.
I buy more movies weekly for that amount. Not really, but
no, but
close.
I do get,
Yeah.
I do get what you mean. When you actually buy stuff, you spend more than 1,000
Exactly.
crowns. So you could easily not do that and pay an accountant.
And comparing that to my previous one, that sort of fucked me up the ass because we're on that episode.
Yeah, that was so weird, dude.
And they didn't really, it felt like they did, but they were just, they told me that, make a super long story very short. They told me, don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about your company. We're pausing it. So you just go to Australia and relax. And when I go to Australia to try and relax, I noticed that my company is still taking in money or the tax.
Yeah, the tax. They expect tax. Yeah.
Instead of me not having to pay any money, it became me having to pay somewhere up to $8,000 or something.
It's good stuff. Good money.
For just not working.
Oh. That's preliminary tax? Or?
Yeah, exactly. They just didn't give a shit about anything they said and just sort of ignored my whole business.
Oh shit, that is not cool.
Yeah. So when I came back, I fired them. Yes.
Cool. I understand.
And they were so for 3 months it was somewhere around 5,000 Swedish crowns instead of the 1,000.
Yeah.
So,
that's not cool.
Yeah. Just because they had, offices in a fancy part of town, they can charge more money.
Of course.
But no, it was really sad.
Yeah, I think it's really good to when you look for an accountant, depending on the country that you live in.
Yeah.
In Sweden, there are good ways to sort of find, there's an easier way to find good companies, I've never heard of big scams within, the regular, bigger companies that run these, because they have a bigger reputation to lose.
And I mean, again, they didn't screw me over. It wasn't an intentional thing. So but
their mistakes cost you more.
Exactly. And then the year after, I did get money back. So it was
you do get
plus
the money
minus
back.
zero, but it was still a full.
It's the stress. It's that you have to do a lot more to
and it was just
clear it up.
It was a bad timing. I didn't have any income at the time as well, and having to pay so much money from nothing.
Yeah, and it's not like you can just pay half of it.
No,
and now you have to pay all of it at the same time.
So that's how Robert fell into that darkness that he is. Not anymore. I actually feel good now.
Yeah, we talked about it. I'm happy to hear that, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, I feel a lot more like my old self.
So don't get depressed. Get an accountant.
That's it. That's how fucking easy it is.
So moving on from accountants, but it is one of the biggest sort of pain relievers you could get yourself when starting a company.
Yeah.
Because there's so much you don't know.
Yes.
So start there. I think it's really good.
So what's the second thing, Ilias?
Have office hours.
Smart.
Fucking have office hours, because freelance work will... basically, if we follow what we've been saying so far, this will also fuck you in the ass.
Yes.
Just get office hours. Have office hours that you yourself respect, and then people will start respecting them eventually.
Exactly.
They won't they'll try to push your boundaries, and you yourself you're gonna want to push them to be
of course,
meet your clients or meet the demand or something. But I think it's super important. No, I have office hours within these hours.
Exactly.
After that, I'm just Netflix and jerking off. Whatever you want to do, you do that. But it is equally important not to burn out.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'd say just to make it clear that having a weekend, like a full weekend, is very important.
And it's super hard as a freelancer as well.
It is. To
But
allow
you can
yourself
establish-
at least like 1, maybe 2 days to not do anything. So important. And that's something I just realized pretty much last year. Like, because I've been the guy that's always worked
Yeah, I know.
7 days a week all the fucking time. And now really just, it went the total opposite direction. Every chance I get to not work, I'm taking it.
Yeah, I get that though, because I think what made me, like the past few years, I've been doing so much that I've gotten accustomed to it. But then you know, like with a bit of pressure, like from my old job and stuff, they start pushing you to the limits of what you can handle.
Exactly.
And it's so important to be able to just relax. So this like holiday, I didn't do anything. Like I didn't draw, I didn't do shit. I just played video games. I was with my family and I watched like movies and shows. That's basically what I did.
It's quality time.
I didn't even train. Like I didn't go to the gym.
That's insane.
I said that I was going to do nothing. I was just going to do the absolute nothing that I can do. And it was so important, except the existential crisis that comes with not doing anything. You're just like, who am I? What is this?
Who am I?
Yeah, but that's what I felt like Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
I mean, who am I?
Standing on a hilltop screaming.
Screaming with a Chinese English accent.
Beautiful.
And, it's good. But I'm not used to not doing, like, I could do it for a day, you know, like, that's fine. For 2 days, that's even, but then, like, it starts
like
getting...
a full week. Yeah, you start getting like
fucking antsy, you know, like you don't know, like, and you don't even know what the problem is. Like, you know, but you don't know.
Exactly.
So you're just like, I'm so bored, but I don't want to sit here and just like, nothing is comfortable. You start, you know, like getting squirmy, just like, there's like this unease that you can't explain.
Yeah. But it's also really easy, I think, to fall into the trap of not doing anything for too long. Like, and then it's hard to get back onto the horse of like just doing stuff after work when you come home.
Yeah.
Which is, well, so far, I don't feel like doing anything at all. Still.
Yeah,
like,
I have the same. Like, I'm still there mentally somewhat. And today, I did the most things. Like, I wrote to clients, you know, like I did for our upcoming event. I've been writing to people, and I haven't done, like, I've just been procrastinating because I haven't been there mentally.
Yeah.
But
same.
today I forced myself to do a couple of those.
Yeah,
just like,
same. Like, I went to the dentist, so like I had that as an excuse to not do anything, and then I just tried to reach out to a few people to get more involved in the event thing, but that's it.
Yeah, but some last week when we talked, and then now today, like the following things, and just like trying to slowly get back into, because I know that I'll be in Crazy Town like soon.
Exactly.
And not the band.
And remember how we felt after the last event?
Oh,
like,
shit.
So maybe we should have
Steamrolled.
that. Exactly. So maybe
not book anything.
Prepare ourselves for the aftermath
of the event. Holy shit. Yeah, I was crushed.
But in a good way.
Yeah. And I think with the office hours thing that we're talking about, like having some time off and having office hours, it's also important to, like, if you can have a structure in the way that you handle your company and freelancing, it'll be so much easier for you to just handle the everyday stuff.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have structure, like when you're hired at a company, they have it all sorted out. You know, like there's...
You don't have to think about it.
You don't have to think about shit.
You follow rules.
Exactly. Because with your own company, you have to, like, expect everything. Your clients will have demands. And your company, if you have ways of working, then you can always direct your clients to those ways of working, you know. And it's like, oh, well, my contracts... this is how I work, you know, like, or this is how my company handles this, or I only do emails between 9 and 10, you know, just like 1 hour that I spend on that stuff. You could make your life so much easier by having a structure within your company. And that goes with having, I don't know, like revisions or, you know, like rounds, like people want you to redraw stuff. If you have that way of working where you just like 2 revisions or 2, like rounds of correction rounds or whatever the fuck they're called, like whatever it is that you do, if you always say like I only have 2, anything above that is like extra hours charged to the project, then you'll always be safe. You don't have to worry.
Exactly. But so how transparent do you think that one should be if you're a freelancer? Should you sort of tell people everything? Like my business hours are this and this and this, and this is when I do the emails, and like, or how much transparency do you reckon you need with a client? Like, do they have to know everything? Or
I think
it's probably good.
I think it's good if it's there. If you have, like, you should have, like, on your web page or something in your email, when you start working with a client, just have a little how to work with an artist thing. Yeah. Where you just send them the same thing to all the clients.
It's for your information.
Yeah, this is how I work. And then you could have parts of that, like if it comes to sort of like rounds of drawing, and if it comes to, like, I don't know, cancellation fees or whatever it is, like having that in your sort of like questions and answers things that you send them. Yeah. Like, this is how I conduct business. Yeah. And if they haven't read it, that's their loss. You can always like, oh, I sent you this. You should have read it. Exactly. I told you to read it because it's important to the way that I work. Yeah. Because then you never have to explain it. And
you don't have to feel like an asshole because they should know it already.
They should know it. Yeah. But it could be like things that could be on that webpage or like that PDF or whatever the fuck it is basically, if you want me to do something, but you don't send me the material that I need, like it could be photos, it could be a brief. If they don't send it on time when you ask for it, then the deadline will be pushed, or I can't do the job. Or let's say they need it due Friday. They send you the stuff on Thursday instead of Monday. Yeah. Then that changes the whole scope of this. Then you have to start charging for, like a rush fee. Exactly. If you can even like pull it off. Yeah. That's a thing. Yeah. So I think being transparent. So when things fuck up or like misunderstandings happen, you can always refer to your like that page that you sent them. Yeah. And if it's your own fault, then you should fess that up. Like you should be honest as well. Like, oh, I was going to say the exact
always
same thing. Be honest. Yeah. Like own up to all the mistakes. Like if you forgot to get in touch or, whatever it is.
Yeah. If you feel like you probably you're going to have a hard time hitting the deadline.
Be honest.
Exactly.
Ask for earlier. Yeah. The earlier, the better.
Exactly. Because that's professional. Yeah. Not the way we've done it or I've done it when you're like, no, fuck it, I'll just work, I don't have to sleep. All the hours
of the day.
Yeah, I don't have to sleep. I can finish this. It's just stupid. You're going to burn yourself out. You're burning the candle at both ends. Mm-hmm. It sucks.
It does suck.
And it's just like, if you are transparent and you ask them for a little bit more time or just let them know the situation, you're going to feel so much better. They're going to feel so much better because they know that, well, you're going to let them know if there's any issues. So that's sort of a little comfort for the company you're working with as well. So it's just, to your benefit all the way. Yeah,
definitely. And I think just by being that transparent, it could be just like, oh, shit, it looks like it's more complicated than we thought initially. This last part will take me, I think I need like an extra day. Yeah. Because of X reason. Like whatever the reason could be for the project.
Because that's the thing. Like sometimes when you get the brief and you start visualizing your setup and how you do stuff, it might seem a lot simpler.
But it never is.
Like, no,
is it
how
ever
often
that simple?
I was just going to say.
It's never that simple.
I think every job I've ever done, there's always been some sort of hiccup or the hurdle that I've had to overcome. Yeah, so thank you, YouTube, for all your awesome tutorials and saving my life so many times.
Agreed. And it can be like an application thing. It can be basically whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's why I think it's really important to be upfront with your clients. Like, this is how I do my work. Yeah. These are the things that I expect from you. This is what I'll deliver. And this is like, you can put it in your contract. And I guess we could talk about contracts again, like at some point. Yeah. Just more specific about just contracts. And I still haven't written the contract thing. So
It's all right. It's only been a couple of years.
exactly. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
But it also, like, different countries require different things.
Yeah,
So I don't know if me writing a contract, like, it could be something that gives you a hum of what to write, and then you'll have to write it sort of like in your country's sort of specifications, or however you guys, like, however the law works on your side.
But I'm sure there's like, well, a lot of things that people can take away from
I think so.
a proper contract.
Yeah.
Even if you can't just use it straight up, there's always going to be 1 or 2 points in there that are like
I think there's
something you didn't think about.
Mm-hmm. I agreed.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it. It's just universally applicable. So
Yeah. All right.
but yeah, and that's about it. Just structure your work, because the clearer the process is, then the client can't misunderstand you.
Exactly. And that's really what you're aiming for.
Exactly.
To eliminate all misunderstandings.
Exactly. And also, when shit fucks up, it'll be very clear. Like, no. I told you that I don't work on weekends. You can't. Like, if you do want me to work on weekends,
That's going to be extra.
that's
Or-
extra.
yeah.
That's outside the
our deal.
our deal.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So that's the beauty of it. You don't have to make arguments. You don't have to make up arguments.
No, you already
you have
that.
your rules. Yeah, exactly. So you can just refer to the rules or the guides that you have. That's our policy.
Yeah.
Like, how many times haven't you heard, like, oh, no, sorry, sir, that's our policy.
Exactly.
And they won't back up.
Yeah. That's it. That's what you use.
That's what you can do as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that. That's fine. Like, as long as you're not an asshole. Like,
That-
I
yeah.
think they'll understand.
I mean, what it all boils down to is business.
Mm-hmm.
It's never personal. People can get upset, but it's just business. So don't stress it.
Mm-hmm.
Be professional.
I think those 3 things, or 2 things,
Those things.
those things are really good. Like, the most important things, I say.
Yeah.
But then it comes to other stuff that you also have to, like, you
At
need
least
to get
consider. Yeah.
And that's like finding gigs, because everyone's like, oh, there's never like freelance opportunities, and there's no work out there, and there is.
There's so much work out there.
There's so much work. There's like, on a daily, I see terrible logos.
Mm-hmm.
I see shoddy illustrations. I see good illustrations. I see awesome logos. Like, there's a fucking plethora. Like, anything out there that you see, some fucking, like, graphic designer to illustrator has worked on it.
Yes. And they probably got money for it.
I think so.
Why couldn't you?
So why couldn't you? Exactly.
That's actually something that I don't think we've really talked about, but something I've thought about.
Cocaine.
Yes. We talk about that all the time.
Yes, I know.
But no, like, if you do see some shitty work, or like, according to you, shitty work, and you have a lot of time on your hands, you could do that work for that company, but in a better way, and just sort of send them this little thing, and you're like, hey, I saw this, and I thought it'd be cool if I did it this way. What do you think? And
I think that is awesome.
that's a way to sell yourself into something.
I think
guess.
so, especially for companies that have like old logos that, they haven't changed them since forever.
Could be a restaurant, or like
Anything.
your local pizza place, or whatever it is.
Oh, pizza places, dude, don't get me started. It's so fucking ugly sometimes. They're just
And
like,
they just use the same shit.
like colorful fonts that look shit and nothing. Like, they have like all the colors of the rainbow on their menu without it. Like, not that it looks nice, like, oh, look, it's a rainbow thing. No, it's just...
No, it's just... yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
There's like, oh, why is there blue there but not there? Like, it's this, like, there's no
harmony.
There's no thought
nothing
behind it.
No.
Yeah. So you could be the person that goes in and, like, updates their logo to fit, 2020 and keeping, like, you don't redraw. Like, that's the thing I want to talk to about that as well, is that you don't just make them a different logo. You try to keep something for you to be able to sell it.
Yeah,
you need to keep something of the old, but update it, like, you could harmonize some things and, like, update the character. Like, you shouldn't redraw the character. You shouldn't be a pirate suddenly, because they do pizzas.
It still needs to be familiar to
exactly
what people are used to seeing, I guess.
Because I've seen a lot of logos, for example, on trucks or like where I take my kids to like play, where they have this, like, let's say my kids go to this place. The logo is a lion, like a friendly Tony the Tiger, like thing. and it has bevel and emboss on it, which is basically hard surface stuff that you can add. Like it's an effect in Photoshop.
Oh yeah.
That adds like a little like hard surface to things, and they have that on the lion.
Why?
Because the lion is apparently a hard surface object. I don't know, like a fucking mobile phone.
So
like it means like industrial edges. Basically, it's human made.
Yeah. But this is a cartoony character,
yes,
just like Tony the Tiger.
It's a fucking drawn, cartoony thing.
So it's not like a cool lion logo we're talking about. No.
It is an actual cartoon lion's head from that said lion.
Wow.
And they've added like bevel and emboss on it, so it becomes more 3D. And all it becomes
it's
is
more real
shit.
now.
Yeah, and all it's become is shit.
Oh, man.
So I'm just saying that find those things and make a pitch. Create an opportunity. If you love doing logos or if you love doing character design or graphic design, there's even more work for you.
Yeah,
like
there's always work. God,
yeah.
My stomach is really...
And the more you like to do as an artist, the more jobs you'll be able to find, basically.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy both like the graphic artist aspect of things and drawing, if you can enjoy both, there's so much more work for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because I hate all that shit. Like anything that has graphic design, like, oh, could you add the text and give us like the... I was like, nope. No. I don't even want to do logos. I want to do logos for games. That's different because you can make some fucking cool logos. But when it comes to like, oh, we sell fish, you know, like I'm just like, yeah, and I'm not interested. You know, like that's what I mean. Like it's not that fun. I just got asked the other week if I could make a logo for a guy that I don't exactly understand what he does. Climbs up to trees and does stuff. Like not trees, but like I don't know, like electrician thing outside. I think I don't know. I don't know what the job was exactly, but he sent me some pictures and stuff, and I was like.
No.
Also, I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't want to add stuff to my pile, but it's just I don't want to do logos either.
No.
Like I want to make like
cool
logos that have to do with, you know, like a story that I can then that logo becomes part of the story, you know. That I enjoy, but I don't enjoy like corporate logos. Yeah. Like no matter the type of company, like I don't want to make one about workouts because I'm interested in working out. I don't want to make one for, you know, like, I don't know, whatever the business is. I just don't.
No. No, some people were meant to do that stuff.
And they're so good.
And they should do it.
Yes, and there are so many
people.
Instagram accounts that just focus on logos.
Yeah.
And they just create logos, you know, and they're so fucking good. And they're so creative with them as well, you know. Yeah. Like, there's like the letters become things, and like this one turns into an elephant, that one turns into a hedgehog, you know, like, I'm just like, okay, you're awesome. I think someone wrote, like, there was, like, this glasses company, and it had 2 O's in the middle. So, of course, you know, like, those were glasses that he made. And it was so good. It's just, like, such a fucking well-designed logo.
Awesome.
But I would never come up with that. Like, I'd have to sit for hours to just try to get that out.
Yeah.
And, again, the accountant theme applies here.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Let them do it.
Yeah. No, yeah. For sure.
But what other ways would you say, like, creating opportunities?
So definitely go out to any sort of meet and greet you can.
Like a Sketchbook Heroes artist meetup?
Hint. Yeah. We are creating opportunities for you.
Yep.
But no, there's like pretty much every design-ish type business, or every business has like a meet and greet at some point.
Yeah, like you go there after work and they have some beers and it's just casual, but making contacts basically.
And so put yourself out there pretty much any way you can, really. And with, like we said, it doesn't really matter if it's the big illustration company or if it's your local pizza shop. Like there are opportunities out there waiting. You just need to sort of remove the filter that you have and see everything. I don't know. Just try and find all of those fucking
I think so
opportunities.
Too. I think that's really, really good.
Yeah, I can't explain it in a good way, but yeah.
I have an example.
Example me, Ilias.
I will example you. No, but the thing is, I usually have a lot of fucking train stories that we've told, and one of them now is that I met this Indonesian lady on the train. I helped her out with her phone.
Micronesian.
Yeah, exactly. and she was like, "Oh, sorry. Do you know how to turn off the, like when you send a message, and you can see that they've seen the message, that thing?
Yeah.
She's like, do you know how to turn this off?" So I just did a quick Google on my phone, and then I turned it off on her phone, And then I found out that she also knows someone that works at King, or so I'm just thinking, if this random fucking lady knows someone from my old job, then imagine just going to meet and greets or after works where people get some beers, and usually they open up for friends and stuff like that.
Yep.
If you go to those places, imagine how many people you get in contact there and who they know. It's just random lady knows people at King.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was an artist and I was like, "Oh, could you introduce me?" Make that introduction.
Do you have an email or do you have any contact to somebody?
Exactly. And if they like you, "Oh, this guy, I met him at the blah, blah, blah. He seems pretty awesome. You should probably talk to him." Those connections can be made very easily and are so much more valuable than an email where they don't know you. They don't have a face. They don't have anything.
No. And if you do, if you sort of invite yourself in or start the conversation, that's going to show initiative, and that's also going to be such a big plus on your side, and will help them remember you for probably further jobs and stuff. Oh, but he was pretty outgoing, and this and this.
And if you have something with you at times as well,
a little portfolio,
a nice
or
business card, portfolio, anything you can show.
Yeah, business cards are good.
Business cards are very good. And it's even better if you can sort of follow that up eventually. Hey, we met at the thing. It was really awesome. Loved your office, whatever it is. Yeah. And just be honest. Had a blast. Awesome people.
Then you're not honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I fucking hated your
hated
thing,
everyone,
but I really want a job.
But
so
I want a job.
Please remember me. I gave you a card.
And that applies to going to at King, for example. We used to have Friday beers or Thursday beers actually.
Yeah.
Because Fridays were holy for some people with kids, so we moved it to Thursdays.
Thursdays.
Thursday. We called it Thursday beers, but then we shouldn't have that, and then they changed it to something
We had the same
Thursday,
at Lego, and that was Thursdays.
Oh, okay, yeah. But it's such a perfect opportunity.
It is.
Because I went to what is that called? The payment method, the iZettle.
Oh yeah,
those little things. I met a guy on the train called Dustin. I was drawing Spider-Man at the time. He was there with his kid, and we just started talking. And then I went to iZettle, which applies to me as a freelancer if I want to get paid at Comic-Con and people can only pay with card.
Exactly.
Then I could use iZettle, for their services. And I met this guy, and I went to one of those Thursday or Friday beer things. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just a good way to get in touch with people.
Did you get anything from it?
That one, no, except a friend. I guess.
It's still in the bank.
But it's in the bank, and he was like, "Oh man," because he always writes to me every now and then. He's like, "Dude, I got this idea you should do, and you should do this, and you should do that." And
I love people like that.
Yeah, he has a lot of ideas, but he doesn't have his own sort of thing that he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like a DJ. He traveled around the world and just did gigs.
Cocaine.
And cocaine, apparently.
We know Dustin.
We're watching you. But it's awesome. Just you put yourself out there. The other week, on Friday when I was going home, I was like, "Oh, finally, because on my way in, the Indonesian lady was there. She's on the same train as I am, every day.
Yep.
And sometimes she sits by me, so I can't draw. It feels rude.
Yeah.
And this time, on my way home, I was like, "Oh, finally, I'll get to draw." And then I met this, old man. He was 69 or something like that, 67, somewhere in between. And he just bumped into me with his bag when he was trying to get in. And he's like, "Oh, sorry. I was like, "No, it's fine." And I was drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Oh,
I also
basically. No, but he was like, "Oh, you're very good." And we started a conversation that wasn't about how good I was, thank God. And we just started talking. He's like, "Oh, I'm also creative, but I like to draw write." And he was from Beijing, and like he was on his way to China. So he had been living in Scandinavia for years. Yeah. And he talked about this, I don't remember what it was called now. But it's about this, like, the hike that people do from one area to another.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes, like...
In Sweden or in China?
No, in Europe somewhere.
Oh, okay.
And it's a religious trek, I think. And it takes, a certain amount of days and shit. And he wanted to write about it, or he had written about it.
Okay.
And he wasn't religious in any way, but he had a nice way of, like, talking about what he did, And he didn't work anymore, and he was just doing, like, some writing on the side. It was hobby level writing, but it was fun, And I think sometimes you meet these people that have connections. Like, I'm not going to talk to an Asian guy anymore because I don't remember his name, but it was difficult for me. But
not every meeting you get is
doesn't
a good
have
one,
to be. No, but I mean, like, not everyone needs to be something more than it is. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
of
it was an
course.
interesting conversation. It was a fun conversation, and I love talking to people, and then just finding out, like,
their story.
Yeah, their story.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like, it adds inspiration. Like, it's inspirational.
Of course.
Like, you find out that your limitations on life don't apply. You know what I mean? Like, you start like, oh shit, the square that I built for myself isn't all of it.
Exactly.
Like the bubble.
Yeah, there's something outside of that fucking box.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's so awesome. So just talk to people. Like, just create opportunities for yourself. Like, and yeah.
And I think, like, if you're socially awkward, like, well, a lot of people I know, including myself, I feel like I am.
To some extent.
Yeah,
I am
socially awkward. But it's just like we've navigated through this minefield so many times that we know how to talk to people now, I guess. But that is from practicing. And,
I think so.
And I mean, we've been lucky to have jobs where we can talk to people, and then that transitions into doing stuff that we love doing, but also talking to people, and, like, slowly moving over into just drawing and being creative. But so we've been able to baby step our way into being social wizards in this industry, which maybe not a lot of people have been blessed to do. But don't be afraid to make a fool out of yourself. Go out there and just
I think
talk
you
to
need
people.
some of those as well. Because when looking back at things, like the audition that I talked about a while back, where she was like,
man.
"Oh, you were shot," and I flew, like, they blew me up with a fucking RPG rocket.
Yeah.
Just those stories are so much fun now.
Yeah.
Like, I was embarrassed then, but it's super fun now. Like,
Auditions is like the best and worst thing you can do.
Yeah. But it
Oh my
fucking
God.
trains you well.
It does.
Like, it does make you...
Yeah, I've only been to like 2 or 3 auditions, like proper auditions, but it's been every single time it's been like the worst
Equally,
experience
same.
in my life. But I've gained so much from it,
Same.
and yeah, just the fact that you're okay with, like, being an idiot,
Yeah.
because, well, if they don't like you, you don't have to meet this person again.
Oh, man, auditions. I remember I was in, what is that one called, where they open, like, briefcases?
Oh, the
Deal or No Deal,
yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that.
That's it.
I was in one of those auditions, and I didn't know it at the time. It was just like, oh, we have this TV show. We need some guys and girls. And I remember we stood in this long line, and oh man, I can't even, like, we all stood there waiting for our names to be called. Or, like, first they just like, oh, hi guys, blah, blah, blah. This is this show, and we're going to have a briefcase over there. We're going to be filming. And then you guys, when we call your name, you go up, you open the briefcase, you smile. Okay. Something's happening outside.
Party.
But they were like, walk up to the briefcase, open the briefcase, smile, close the briefcase, walk away. I was like, fuck me.
I can't do this.
Or, no, we weren't supposed to walk away. We were supposed to stand there, and then they gave us a cue when you were supposed to smile. And I remember, like, I think there was, like, the one dude that did it, like, perfectly, and he felt so fake. Like, all of him, like not just by standing there, but when you talk to him and everything, he just didn't feel genuine.
Like sugar-coated everything.
No, I don't know.
No?
He was like, he felt theatrical somehow, like, he was like super
Eccentric.
handsome. Don't get me wrong. He was super handsome and everything, but it felt like he was doing like a face all the time.
okay.
And then when he walked up, he was like, it was his thing. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. He did good. He's the only one that did good.
But that's like when I met Danny Suko or
Suedo,
whatever his
whatever
fucking
his
name
name is.
So he was in the Evil, like the movie that I auditioned for and then got it extra. Auditioned to be an extra. Anyways, he was the most annoying fuck on set. And he was always singing and always like...
That's his thing.
Yeah. But now I realize like he's a little genius. Because now he's in...
Everything,
in this like this set with just a lot of famous people and people in the industry, and he's singing all the time, so everybody's hearing him sing. Maybe one of these people is like, dude, you're actually pretty good,
And he is pretty good. Like,
now he's super
fucking
famous.
for it.
But
Yeah.
back then he was like this little punk who came and stole cigarettes from me all the time, like, and I hated his guts because he was fucking singing all the time. But, he put himself out there. He did that thing. He probably did that everywhere he went. And
I think so.
now
And then
it paid off.
fucking paid off.
Finally.
And I think that's good. Because I went up there to that fucking briefcase and I just like, like where your mouth, you're trying to smile,
You get the
but
twitch.
everything in your body says like, why would I smile now?
Yeah.
Like I can't fake smile in front of strangers, at least then. I couldn't just go up to that briefcase and smile.
It'd be funny. They're like, just be yourself. And you close the briefcase and run out of there with the briefcase.
With the money. Motherfuckers. It was a really fancy briefcase.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I just couldn't do it. My mouth just went like, It's like when...
Ilias is trying
but
to
it's like,
smile.
No, but
That's
it's
what
like
he said.
Terminator 2 when he's trying to make him smile,
yeah.
basically. I was like... That's what it felt like. Shit. So put yourself out there and just fucking... It becomes what it becomes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll remember you for something.
Exactly. Or just go there, get some free drinks, and have fun.
And
Maybe-
have fun.
maybe
It doesn't
meet some
always
new
have to
friends.
end up in businesses. They could start working somewhere else eventually, and that might be the thing.
Exactly. That's happened a couple of times.
So many times, yeah. So
I almost got to rebrand O'Larry's, the pub, at one point because my old boss switched.
yeah.
And they wanted to like make it more fresh and awesome. And I am so good at doing logos,
Yes,
apparently.
Robert, you're a logo master.
So thankfully I didn't get that job.
Yeah,
But
I
that,
feel you.
it would have been pretty cool though.
It would have been cool to say that you've done it.
Yeah.
And one thing before I forget that you said when we were eating hamburgers, reach out to old fucking clients.
Yes.
Just reach out to people you've worked with in the past, no matter if they're still at that place or somewhere else.
No.
Just reach out.
It's a contact. You use it.
Yeah.
It's very important. I've gotten a lot of jobs because I did that. It might seem lazy. It's not.
It's not at
It's
all.
being smart.
It's options.
Yes.
You have options, use all the options.
Exactly. And maybe that person doesn't have a job for you, but he might know somebody who does.
And you
and
can
so on,
recommend
so on,
it
so.
as well. So
Yeah.
just do it.
So, pull every fucking string that you can and put yourself out there. Again, this is if you really want a lot of work and you want to, like...
But that's the thing with freelance as well. Once one job ends, you sort of need to have another one around the corner. You know?
Yeah. So,
And
always.
yeah, always. And try to plan your work. Because if you have a lot of clients coming up, you need to be able to plan your work. Because otherwise you'll be super stressed working on like 3 things at the same time.
Yep.
That sucks balls.
Always happens too.
Yep. It sucks all the dicks. That's what it sucks.
Yes,
That's how
all the
much
dicks.
all the dicks.
Small ones, big ones. Yeah.
And another way that I just thought of that I haven't used ever, every year I think about it and I still don't use it because I'm stupid apparently, but it's just like when you've worked with old clients and stuff like that, to just send out a Christmas card or, like happy holidays from la la la. Hope to work with you guys next year. Or, it doesn't even have to be that. It can just be the Christmas card just so you get like at the top of their minds again.
Yeah. You remind them that you
remind
exist.
them, exactly.
I used to do that every year. I always did one Christmas card and I mailed that out to everyone in my mail list.
Yeah, that's
even
awesome.
if it was
family,
people I never ever talked to. But just like add to everyone in contacts and then So I'm in everybody's face, and it's sort of, well, it's just a Christmas card, so it's nothing super fancy, but it's still something you've created
But they know
and drawn.
who you are, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
and you remind them in a nice, friendly way. And also, it's a nice thing. You get like a Merry Christmas from somebody you kind of forgot.
yeah, exactly.
It just
Oh
feels
shit,
good.
what is he doing? And then they start
Yeah.
Googling you, or,
Exactly.
like checking your accounts.
And that's maybe like 0.5% of everybody you send it out to will go that. Everybody else will ignore you, which is okay. They can do whatever they want. But that's a smart move. Do we have anything else on?
Just like traditional and digital.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that thing that always comes up.
Yeah.
Because people
yeah.
are like, I only like to draw in pencil.
Yeah,
Or I
exactly.
just-
Yeah. So I think that's
I think the purists are the hardest people to sort of like
exactly
to survive on art.
Yeah.
Like when you start like, oh, I don't do digital because it loses its life and la la la. Well, then you're gonna be like
You're gonna lose
a lot
work.
of income. Yeah.
But yeah, because no, I can definitely relate to that because
I
I
can
wanted to go back and do more traditional hand-drawn posters. Like that's always been, or not always, but lately it's been the dream, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so difficult to get jobs that way, and you really need to be out everywhere and just smash your stuff into people's faces
Definitely.
and get them to understand. But even though I do that, the work that I have gotten, which is, the latest movie poster I had to do, got to do, it's digital. So,
That's what I'm saying.
you know,
like,
it doesn't matter how much I'm shoving it down people's throats. Digital will still probably always be the one that takes it home because it's just easier, you know.
it's easier to make corrections
Yeah.
if they don't like it, or if they like, oh, dude, that's not the main character in this movie.
No,
Or
no, exactly. No.
But it would just like, to make a super obvious example, but you just, digital is key.
Yeah.
Like it is a big part of, like a lot of income is digital work.
Yes, of course. But with that said, you can always branch out and, you know, there's always somebody looking for the thing that you want to do. You just need to find that somebody.
Yeah, and also, or maybe just become good enough at what you do.
Yeah,
For
or
them
that.
to want to hire you, because that's all. Like, you don't have to be the best. Like we said before, there are tons of logos with varying quality, from like super impressive to a piece of shit. And some of the biggest companies in the world have some shitty logos to this
Yes.
day, but they're iconic. So
Yeah.
you don't want to touch them, and I understand that. Like, that's fine. But I'm just saying that the variety of work out there, they weren't all made by industry professionals, you know, that have like years and years in the industry. Some of them are just like people, you know, like you and me, or just like even more beginners
Yeah.
that have done stuff that, you know, like they'll see it in a few years where they were like, oh shit, I can't believe they paid me to do this.
Yeah.
And I think the more the years pass, when I look back at like old projects, I'm like, why would anyone pay me for this?
Exactly.
At the time, I thought it was okay. You know, like
But you still got paid.
I got paid. Yeah,
That's the
So-
thing. It's
So there is work.
yeah, there is work. I think that's the
Yeah.
conclusion,
conclusion
of all of this crazy madness. But
I think
also, like, speaking of doing stuff with different materials, and you know, if you want to do something with, let's say, sculpture or clay, you can find jobs like that too.
But the clay is silent.
Yes. Did you ever get anybody that wrote in?
Yeah. The first one that I
good.
got contacted by a few, even Thomas.
Sweet.
But that was yeah.
The clay is silent.
That was balanserat or balanserad. I don't
yeah.
remember. He got it right.
Fantastic. But yeah, so like I was just looking into a lamp store or something on the way over here, and like, well, I could make what do you call it, the fixture, like the lamp stand. I could do that. Like, I could do something cool with that. And it never really occurred to me that, well, I could
Create any of that.
get into that sort of business too. Like, there's no limits to what you can do, only yourself. So
Yeah, but I think so.
Yeah.
It's like a mental thing. Like, oh, I only do pencil drawings.
you're like, no,
No.
you can pick up a mop and a bucket.
Exactly.
You can clean,
totally
floors
motherfucker.
and stuff for days and days. No limits. And you can get money for that too.
You can.
Yeah.
You really can. I know it because I've done it. But yeah, don't limit the type of work that you can do. Like, try it all and then
Eliminate stuff.
Yeah. I think that's a really good one. And I think just one last important thing. We're not going to bombard you. You're not going to remember half of this anyway.
No, exactly.
But one last thing that we're going to leave you with is if you're in a meeting room and you're discussing payment, like if it's a face-to-face meeting with any company, just talk about the project at hand, what's expected, and if they give you an offer, like, oh, we're going to pay you like $10,000 for this, or, like $10 and a shout out on our Instagram.
You get a shout out.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Oh,
it's
man.
tax deductible.
Are they still looking for people?
Yeah, exactly.
I need a shout out.
Just make sure not to, like, unless the pay's total shit, just say that, oh, I don't know yet. Like, that you need to go and think about it and just make, like the math.
Yeah.
Like the hours, the materials, the things you're going to work with. Plus, if you have any other work that needs to be done before this.
Exactly.
You could always just like, I can't give you an answer right now, but I'll call you this afternoon or, send you an email.
Yep.
With a follow-up.
With total transparency.
Total transparency, yeah.
Just don't be afraid to tell people what's on your mind. Like, yeah, I think it's just, again, it just adds to your professionalism as an artist or freelancer.
And I would say this also makes you even seem more professional.
Exactly.
Because you're not just blurting out shit and then you have to go back and contradict yourself, what you said before.
And it gives you that time that you need to really realize that, I didn't realize that I have this and this expense as well.
Yeah, exactly that.
So I'm probably going to need maybe a little bit more money to cover everything, because you want to walk away with some spending money. You don't want to go
there
full
should
circle.
be a salary to that. Yeah, it shouldn't just be expenses met.
You should be able to buy at least 2 packs of noodles after a job.
Exactly, and a movie to watch them with.
Maybe. If you're lucky.
And then you can eat the movie afterwards.
Yes.
No, but it's really important. Also, like when you leave the room, there's usually a bazillion questions and ideas and stuff that'll start popping up. Once your brain sort of gets out of that stressed environment, the tunnel vision will sort of like let up and shit'll start coming to you so fast.
Exactly. Or if it doesn't, maybe you have a good friend like I do with Ilias. You could call them or have like a sit down with them and like, dude, so this is the offer that's been made. I'm thinking this and this and this. What do you think? It's always good to have somebody outstanding that you can bounce ideas with or your thoughts. And Ilias is outstanding when it comes to prices and stuff. I wouldn't go to anybody else. He's always like the dude that I go to.
And I'd rather just lose the job than get paid poorly. That's the thing. Yeah. I think you always need, I think that might actually be the last one.
Yeah.
Rather lose a job than get,
Then fuck yourself.
Basically. Yeah, because when working for noodle money, just like the bare minimum,
I like that.
It sucks so fucking much.
Noodle money,
yeah.
That's so good.
The Sketchbook Heroes, noodle money. We need an intern. We'll pay you in noodle money.
Yes.
But no, it's super important because the project can be fun, but once the money starts, running out, if you don't have any, that fun project can get really boring fast because of the stress. Yeah. Like then they could fucking throw, I don't know, like a Disney movie, you get to design the characters. But if you don't get paid, it's going to suck so much dick.
Exactly.
Like all the dick.
Or you're going to have to make money. So
that'll be your extra income. If the mop doesn't help you, then.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is really important to value yourself correctly. Yeah. And if you don't know, maybe talk to people in the industry, like reach out to several people.
Yeah. Yep. And again, we're always here for you guys as well. If you do have any questions or if you are in a similar sort of situation right now and you don't have anybody to sort of ask Ilias.
and I get these questions like every now and then as well. They keep popping up. Like it's the same questions. And someday I'll write that fucking thing. But there is no, like, the prices in Sweden and the prices in the U.S. or other countries, they do differ somewhat.
Yes, of course.
The playing field in the U.S., though, is way bigger. So
Yeah.
there is both the highs and the lows, you know. Here, it's a smaller business. Like, the market is smaller.
Yeah.
Not impossible, just smaller, you know.
Still have work.
But there's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
all
that's
right.
it. That's basically it. And we're not going to recap because we recap basically so terribly.
Yeah, we do.
We just recap. No, but basically, our recaps is just the whole thing again.
So we're not doing
we're
it.
Not recapping.
We're not doing it. All right.
Just, I hope you took notes that I should have said in the beginning because we always say it at the end. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you like the podcast, recommend it to your friends.
Please.
And while you recommend it to your friends, we are moving on.
Moving on.
Awesome. Oh man.
Yeah.
Cool
Every
shit.
time.
Cool
Every
shit.
time. And we're back.
But it was really good on the latest episode, or the latest episode.
75?
Because I did like, and then you cut that thing in,
Yeah.
and it came perfectly
Yeah,
as well. I was
yeah.
like, yes,
Yes.
yes.
I know which one you're talking
Yeah.
about.
The swoosh was really good.
Yes.
So on this week's tools,
Yes.
I
tools.
thought I hadn't done anything new, but I have. I've been sitting with After Effects.
After
Adobe After Effects.
After. So.
R2D2. Bleep bloop bleep blop bloop.
Why?
I don't know.
But yeah. All right. So for people that don't know Ilias.
Fuck that. Someone said that C-3PO gets gayer and gayer for every Star Wars movie that he's in. And now that I think about it, he just becomes, more like flamboyant. And like when the explosions happen, he's like, "Whoa!" Very true.
Yeah,
Like,
that
and
is-
we're talking about like the stereotypical,
Yeah.
I don't know, movie gay type thing, like stereotype.
Yeah, I guess. Or like the stereotype.
Yeah, the stereotype.
Yeah.
And it is on the money.
Yeah.
I don't remember where I heard it though, but it was very funny.
I get that. Definitely get that.
But C-3PO is awesome.
But I think Poe Dameron's it's a little bit more gay than C-3PO.
But I
to be
like him
honest.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's very nice.
He was meant to be gay actually.
Was he?
Yeah. That was like they were talking about it and I think there was even supposed to be like a kiss with him and somebody like some other dude in the last one.
But instead they made him dumb.
Yeah, pretty much.
They just made him like a Twitter troll.
So he's gone through everything. He was supposed to die in the first one, and then he was supposed to not die and be gay, and then he just kept and became like.
But it's fun to
general,
like
I
find
guess.
out like all these little things,
Yeah.
like what they thought, like the directions and erections that they have.
Yes, all the erections.
All the
So enough about
So
erections.
enough about
Yeah.
erections.
So what
After
is
Effects.
After Effects?
After Effects is. So it's basically like a software for editing video, and it's awesome. You can like all the visual effects and shit you can do in it. It's so fucking epic. Like you can make, for example, you could do like let's say you have a logo and you want to animate it so it glitches or like spins and does cool shit and then lands like in the middle of the screen. You can do all of it in the software.
That's awesome.
Like Matthias's animation that he made for us, that's all After Effects, like,
oh, is it?
yeah.
Okay.
He actually draws them,
Yeah.
but then he puts them in After Effects and just does like the
The filters and
and
the
everything,
magic.
the VHS stuff, and
So
it's all that.
And After Effects is a part of the Adobe suite.
Yeah, so
Just-
whoever won the last year's, it's last year, the artist meetup thing, who won it's included in that.
Congratulations. Now you can work more.
Filippo's girlfriend.
Yeah. But all right. So what are you doing? You are
So what I'm doing
animating-
right now is like, I've done like, what do you call them? Like inside Iron Man's helmet, just to explain it super simplistic. Basically the things that he sees with like spinning, like
the
HUD
hologram
HUDs, basically. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
I'm not making it like follow your face when you're looking, but I'm just making those like circular
stuff moving.
stuff
and-
moving, little like things spinning, like information that's happening on this like fake HUD.
Cool.
And I'm just playing around with that right now. And I've also animated a logo. Imagine that it's like all dark, and then suddenly like lines are starting to draw out like the outline of letters, but it's doing that like off key. So they're doing it like in different, like it's following the silhouette of the letters that I've masked. So it follows them and they start appearing.
So you can't really read it, but it builds the logo.
But you can't read it. Once it starts building it properly, you start seeing like the silhouette of the letters. Oh. But since all the letters are different, the paths are traveling, because it's not just animating from like left and right. It's animating from all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
So every letter starts, from a different place.
Cool.
So they're all sort of like coming together. And then once it's like almost complete, it's just like, and then just like, it just
pulse.
jumps. Yeah, it's like a pulse thing that comes like at you. And then it sort of like stabilizes, gets more in focus. And then while that is happening, just before it stabilizes, there's like a shine flying through it as well. It's just like stuff like that. And it's so much fun to work with. And I'm just seeing like the possibilities. You can do basically anything. And then once it's stabilized, the next thing I want to do with it is like have it like just glitch once.
A little.
And I'm just playing around with that. And also I'm just trying out different types of like effects and animations that I can do with it. Basically to use it at work.
Yeah.
So I can use that software, but also just to create like cool stuff with the Sketchbook Heroes stuff and my own stuff, just adding, like basically cool effects. Like you've seen some of the animated Instagram stories that I do sometimes. That's just an app, but I want to be able to control it, do my own things. Yeah.
Nice.
If I want to add a glitch, or if I want to, like make it look like VHS tapes or something, I can do that and control the amount of distortion that I want to give to my stuff,
Nice. Dude, you should, or we should look into that Instagram filter thing, because a lot of people are doing that now.
Oh, yeah, they're making, we can make like Instagram filters of our faces that people can use.
Exactly, the Sketchbook Heroes.
That would be the worst.
Wear my face. Or something.
Leatherface.
Yeah,
just like,
But that's really cool though.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm always jealous at people who learn or know After Effects, because I tried it just the one time.
Dude, same.
And it was so daunting. It was too much to take in, and this was just around the time where I was learning Photoshop, like in-depth Photoshop, Illustrator, doing 3D animation and Flash.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I might as well jump on After Effects too.
Well.
Yeah, but no.
That's a beast of its own, yeah.
That'd be like, I'm studying Japanese and Greek, and I might as well do some Latin as well, just because.
That's not happening. And the weird thing about After Effects, like Photoshop, you could basically open and go.
Yeah,
like,
it's very intuitive.
To some extent, you'll probably struggle a bit. But with this software, there's like so many things, and everything you sort of add. Let's say you have a logo and you add this effect to your logo, then that thing you added has options. Everything you add has like a menu to it.
Yeah.
Like basically with options that you don't know what the fuck they do. Some are super like opacity.
Yeah.
Like that's like anyone knows what that is if they've worked in any type of software that has to do with drawing. But then there's like a million other options, and then you add another effect, and that effect also has like a bazillion options to it.
Jesus.
So and for every sort of like, that was just the logo, and then you add like another thing, and then there's clouds in the back that are animating. So the animation has settings, the thing on the animation has settings.
And that cloud in that animation has its own settings.
Yeah, exactly. And then you duplicate that,
on.
And you reverse the animation, and you do things like... Yeah. Eventually, you have so many things that you have to keep track of that it's so fucking daunting.
Yeah.
And some of the options, like when I look at tutorials and things like, how do you make this, or how does this work? I was like, I would never have figured that out on my own. Like,
no, I couldn't even start a project.
Yeah,
like that's how difficult it was for me. I was like, where the fuck? Like, it used to be here, but so what do I do?
Yeah. Basically that. Like, and it's so hard to sort of find your way around it. Some things are recognizable from any other Adobe thing.
Yeah.
Like glow, effect glow.
Yeah.
Okay, I fucking understand this. But it's not, there are some effects, I'm just like, I don't even know what this means. Yeah. So you just go in and like try it out. And you're like,
what did it do?
What did it do?
Yeah.
And then there are some of them that you're like, oh, okay, this is that. But it's not like I would just open it and then like I'll go to this thing and I'll click this and it'll do this thing.
No.
Like it's not that clear.
Exactly.
And some things you just can't make them like that. You'll have to like, I'll have to create one of the solids. Never figured this out.
Yeah.
That means basically creating a vector square or, like a thing.
Solid shape.
A solid shape. Basically, a square or a circle, blah, blah, blah. And then I do nothing else with it. And then I start working on another layer, and then it's tied to that thing, and then makes that thing. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then basically you've just worked with masking things.
Yeah.
But I would never have thought that that's how things work.
No. And then you take that and start thinking about, well, people make movies, and you make a movie look super real and stuff is happening. This is also with the help of programs like After Effects.
Yeah.
And that's when you give up.
No, it's insane. But that's also what I love about it is basically that you can take, like let's say you made a homemade movie where you shoot each other with water guns that have no water in them, and then you add like gun flares and shit and explosions and
I think about the clip. I think you sent it to me with the kids.
Yeah, the music video
yeah,
with the
that's
kids.
it.
Yeah,
and they're shooting they have like toy guns and they're shooting like it's cartoon-ish violence.
Yeah, exactly. It's all like super brutal, like
very
animated
brutal
stuff, but it's just basically kids running around in the neighborhood selling, fake drugs and shooting each other, and it's called The Greeks It's Tropical or something like that.
But it was so awesome.
Good. Yeah, it's
so
like a
good.
French music video.
Yeah, I loved it.
But it's so well animated, like when the kids they shoot each other's eyes out and they throw C4 at each other and shit.
It's so good.
There's even people in the background walking. They shoot them as well, but they don't react. But they still add the animation that they get shot and stuff. It's so well made. Like it's so much fun, and that's like After Effects magic.
Yeah,
you can do so much with it.
Well, I wanna continue this when you've done a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Just want to hear how it's going.
Yeah, I can't show any of the stuff that I've done because it's work related. Yeah. But I can try to do some stuff on the side and maybe with Sketchbook Heroes and see.
I would love to see that
because
I know Anna works a lot with After Effects now too, and I've asked her to try and do something with our logo. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we'll see. Cool. She's also working on a website for me, if I didn't say that before.
Damn. Yeah. Didn't you have one?
I did.
That girl made?
Yeah, like very, very far back I did. But no, Anna started this project as a little Christmas gift.
Awesome.
She'd made it on her spare time. It looks really nice and clean. So, yeah, maybe I'll get some cool animation stuff for that one.
Ooh, la la.
I don't know. Just putting it out there. If Anna listened this far, now you know what you have to do. No more free time.
Get to work, woman.
Yeah. But
women's place is by the computer.
Yes, exactly.
2020. Get back to the computer, woman.
I'll do the cooking.
Yeah, don't touch the cooking.
I'll clean and cook and you do my cool logo. That's right, woman, know your place. I'll also pay you for it.
Exactly. Equally.
Hashtag YouTube. Yeah. No.
In the name of love.
Why?
I don't know. You said YouTube.
No. Hashtag moving on.
Yeah, hashtag moving on.
And we're moving. And we're back.
We're back. Hey, we're live. Retro. Oh, so good.
No,
we're so good.
No. Never look at the numbers. Never tell me the odds.
Okay, so on this week's Retro, we're going to talk about a few things.
Yes.
Because
Should we do homework first? And then maybe go back to homework?
Oh, yes. Okay, let's start there and then remind them in the end.
Just because we know you're all busy and you don't want to listen to us and you just wanted to hear what the homework is.
It's time for homework.
Let's do homework.
So next week's homework is the classic Van Damme movie known as Double Team.
Double Team.
Van Damme.
Like, that says it all. Van Damme.
Dennis Rodman.
Oh, dude. I'm like, he's pointing at me.
Mickey Rourke.
So yeah,
3 great actors.
Big
Or
reveal.
maybe one of them is.
I don't
okay
think.
actor.
Yeah, maybe
An
one of
okay-
them became an okay actor. Yeah. So yeah, Van Damme, Mickey Rourke, and Dennis fucking Rodman.
Mhm.
And if you don't know who Dennis Rodman is, well, you have to watch the movie.
Mhm. Exactly.
yeah.
And then you'll know who Dennis Rodman is.
And if you don't know who Van Damme is, well,
Oh, welcome to 2020, where you find out.
that's it.
Okay, let me read a quick synopsis of what the movie's about, just to give you a little heads up.
Yeah.
Let's see. I wrote Tubble Team.
Tubble.
Apparently that works.
Yep.
While relaxing by the poolside after retirement, Paul Quinn is summoned by the government agent who informs him about the return of his nemesis, Stavros, forcing Quinn to join the CIA's forces again.
Again. And again.
So that's basically it. I don't even want to see it now that I've read that.
Oh my God.
Director Tsui Hark, who also did
Oh yeah? Really?
some other movies.
So hard.
Shit.
He's
Yeah.
didn't he do like the House of Flying Daggers and stuff? No? Is that no, that's somebody else.
It might be.
Wait, House of Flying Daggers, isn't that
Tsui Hark
uh,
just did these like hard boiled and shit.
so
Tsui Hark did.
I'm pretty sure he's done something really good too. Or is he
Flying swords. Okay, not that
No.
one you said. Not the flying daggers. Just flying swords though. It's pretty close.
or is he
I
an
thought
actor?
Seven Swords.
Is he an
did,
actor as well?
No, he's just a director. He did Once Upon a Time in China. That's why.
Oh right. That's why. So, I knew the name was familiar. at least.
Yeah, it is. And he also did The Blade, the guy that has like a broken sword on a chain. Chinese Ghost Story. And then he did, Once Upon a Time in China 2. Yeah, that's why we know him.
Hmm.
Oh, he did Knockoff as well with Van Damme. So he's
Alright.
done A Better Tomorrow.
Oh shit. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, he did all these movies. So he even did
Nice.
the first Iron Monkey with Donnie Yen.
Cool. That's good.
Dude, he did Black Mask 2 and probably Black Mask 1. Swordsman. Yeah, he's done Twin Dragons with Jackie
Yeah,
Chan. Okay, he's done. Like
okay,
he did The Master with Jet Li. Okay,
So-
okay. Yeah, he's done a lot of movies.
That's why we know him.
So,
So,
Van Damme.
Yeah. The legends.
Mhm.
The legends. But yeah, no, I mostly want to see this because of Dennis Rodman. Seriously. Because he's probably the worst. He's not even an actor. So you can't call him the worst actor in the world because
Dude,
he's
this
not an
movie, but
actor.
it's a Van Damme movie.
Yes.
Came out 97. And we talked about several different Van Damme movies.
Yeah.
But then we found this one, and we've seen this one. I've
Yes.
seen this several times.
we've seen all the Van Dammes several times,
dude.
pretty much.
Like anything that came before The Quest.
Yeah.
I think Legionnaire or something like that was the last
that's
one
gonna
I
be
saw.
yeah, same here.
Last one that I remember.
I haven't even seen the full. I saw the beginning of the
The JVCD.
exactly,
movie,
that one. That was
That
like the
one
serious
is actually
one.
supposed to be good, though.
That's what people say, but
I
it was so
haven't seen-
slow and I didn't get
Oh,
into it.
shit, okay,
so I just gave it up.
okay.
I
I need
came to the
watch it.
scene when he kicks the cigarette out of somebody's mouth. Like,
So it's basically that challenge where people kick off the lid of the.
yeah, yeah. But I like the idea of that movie.
Yeah, I like
he
it
just
too.
plays
That's why I wanna
himself
see it,
and
yeah.
how.
And he
bad
does it
doesn't matter.
with, like, I don't know. He doesn't take it too seriously either. Like he'll like he can make fun of himself.
Yeah, which
So-
is like the point of that whole movie.
Yeah,
pretty
I
much.
think so. But if it had been
cool.
like Steven Seagal, that would never have happened.
no.
Because
Oh my
he's
God.
the awesome.
Or maybe you told me that they were doing Cradle to the Grave too.
No,
Or is it?
that's probably already happened.
No, they are making it.
So I thought it was already made.
Steven Seagal and DMX, and I was.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
That was me,
yeah.
motherfucker.
Is it? Maybe it's not.
It wasn't Steven Seagal though. I think was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh man, yeah. But I remember,
was it-
because he.
Or is it Jet Li and?
No, Jet Li's not in it.
No.
I don't think so. I hope not. I hope no one's in it.
But I was pretty sure it's Steven Seagal and DMX,
Yeah.
and then I was super surprised because I was 100% sure DMX was dead. So I heard he killed himself.
What?
Yeah.
I haven't heard that.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that from. And I've told a lot of people this, so fuck. Read up and double check your sources, people, because that's just embarrassing. But I haven't seen DMX in forever, so he's pretty much been dead.
No, Cradle to the Grave 2 already exists.
Ooh.
It came out in 2003.
Well, yeah,
so
that's not the one
this is
I was talking
another DMX movie. So, which one? Because I know that I sent you something
because
with DMX.
Cradle to the Grave is Jet Li and DMX.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but this DMX did one with Steven Seagal.
Yes,
and it had like one cool scene in it with like
Where
somebody's got a gun pointed to Steven Seagal's head, and then he sort of does something cool.
Let's see here.
What the fuck is that called?
Last hour. Let's
Exit
see.
Wounds?
Exit Wounds. Yeah,
Is
but
that
that's
it?
not. That's with Jay White and Steven Seagal.
Is it?
Steven Seagal, I mean.
Seagal.
That's all he deserves. The fuck? Help me out here, machine. But yeah, he's not great. He's not great.
I don't think we even need to Google it, really.
But now I'm doing it. Now I'm already doing it.
I don't know why we're derailing with this shit.
It's DMX. Okay, fuck it. It doesn't show up.
No. So maybe we were wrong. It's good that we checked it out.
Fuck
so,
it.
You know.
Yeah, don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
But you have to watch Double Team with Van Damme. Moving
Exactly.
on. Robert, cut out the rest.
Yeah, I'm cutting out the rest. So, so that's the homework.
Mm-hmm.
Double Team, Van Damme.
Oh, yeah. And it's available on iTunes, basically.
That's where we found
only
it.
place we found it where you don't have to look super hard to find it. Because it wasn't available anywhere.
No, I only checked YouTube, and you checked Netflix.
And the others. It's not
Yeah, so couldn't find it. So what's left for me to check is PlayStation Network to see if it's available there, and Blockbuster.
Yeah, and if you're not convinced about this movie, remember Van Damme, Dennis Rodman, Mickey Rourke. And if that doesn't convince you, there's a knife fight where someone holds a knife with their toes and fights. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just that scene alone, motherfuckers.
We don't have to talk more about this, I
Exactly.
think.
And then
We've sold it.
I think
sold
that
it in.
sells like the whole movie.
100%.
Because I'm very curious if how that scene looked.
Yeah. No, I am I'm so stoked to rewatch this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember when I saw it last time.
I remember it
Probably
thinking
20
it was
years
cool,
ago.
like the fights, but
Of course.
I might be wrong. I might be super wrong.
We thought a lot of things were really cool a long time ago.
I know.
Like, for instance, the second Turtles movie that I watched this week.
The fuck?
The Secret of the Ooze.
I watched the first one today.
But the first one is good.
It's so good.
It is really good.
It's surprisingly good. And the Turtles do some nice fucking kicks and shit.
Right?
In those fucking suits. It's insane.
The fights, or like the tricks that they do in the second one is pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah.
In all fairness. Like, because they are really good at the martial arts.
Yeah.
But the story and the Shredder and the quirkiness of it, and the fact that in some scenes they don't even have their weapons on them, and then the next scene they have their weapons. Like, you had this scene where right when they get into the whole Vanilla Ice ninja song, he's got no swords, and then right after that they're out on the dock or whatever, he's got his swords back.
Apparently,
Yeah. But yeah, so apparently they got a lot of shit for having, turtles that were aimed to kids, and they're fighting with weapons, which, like we did, made kids go out and make weapons and fight with them. So they didn't want to do that anymore, so they removed all of the fight or weapons fights from the second movie.
And then they only had plot weapons.
Yes. But no, if you look at it and you know that, there's not one single fight with weapons in the whole movie.
No.
They use yo-yos, they use toys, they use different sort of...
So they're giving kids incentive to fight with their toys.
Yeah.
That's better.
Exactly. Almost like, picking up a knife with your foot and stabbing somebody.
Like double team, motherfuckers.
Yes. And don't be confused with the gay movie Double Team, because that...
Oh, yeah. Or the other porno called Double Teamed.
Yeah.
That was not a thing either.
So I think it was a good idea for us to Google this beforehand and try to find it, just so you guys get a heads up.
There was a lot of things on Double Team. I didn't even think about it. But we didn't even remember the name.
No, we
were
didn't.
like the movie with Van Damme and Dennis Rodman, and they're like, what's it called? And they're like,
Double Impact Team.
Yeah, I think I remember Team.
Hard
I was
team.
like something team. And
Hard
then
impact.
Hard team. Impact team. Maximum team.
Double team.
All the team.
That's it.
But double team. Yeah, it wasn't more complicated than that.
That's why we couldn't guess it.
We couldn't guess it.
It was too easy.
Just too easy,
Yeah.
So, Turtles 2.
Turtles 2. Yeah, so I saw that one. And yeah,
That's sad.
big letdown. Because I was 100% sure it was better than the first one.
I thought so too. Like, the first one was good. And
I had some great memories. And Toka and Razar and,
Yeah.
you know, like new characters and it's fun. Nope. just not fun.
But now I understand why the third one sucked. Because it was already failing at the second one.
Yeah.
And I guess it would never do as good as the first one.
I definitely need to see it now because if I've seen the first two recently, I have to see the third one.
Yeah.
Because I remember kind of liking that one too as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's not a single thing to like about it now, but I need to see it. So that's
just because.
Yeah, that's my new mission now. But apart from that, just segueing, I saw the new movie Code 8.
Very nice.
Very nice. Like, well, it was all right. I want to rewatch it again.
But just like, what is it about? Just like without spoiling it, just like the bare minimum of the plot.
If you've seen the trailer, it sort of gives away the main story of it. So it's it's just about a struggling family, you know, a kid trying to take care of his mom and they don't have any money and shit. And so the world is very used to people with superpowers. So they've gone through using people with superpowers to build stuff, and then that's been replaced with machines, just like the real world.
Yeah.
And people have lost their jobs, and machines have taken over everything. So they're just struggling to sort of make ends meet. And so this guy needs money, and well, he's got maybe a little bit more power than you know. And then,
he gets involved in
sort of good guys and bad guys, and he's in between. And
Yeah.
so it's a little bit of a heist type movie combined with, if you've seen the Chronicle movie, which we love.
I think that's why we were interested in this movie.
Because it's shot in the same way. So it's very shaky cam and shit. But it does have a lot of cool stuff, even though it feels like you've seen this movie before.
But did they do the effects any justice?
Yeah,
At least?
because that's the thing. They used the effects to a bare minimum. So you only get whenever something big is happening, you see that stuff. And it's never like too out there. It's just like a big flash or something. Like it's done well.
Okay, yeah.
So it feels more believable that way. And then I like how like the police are like the big bad guy kind of, and the way they sort of the evolution of the police officer in this movie is kind of cool too. I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I don't want to give too much away with that. But so that one is out, so you can get it pretty much anywhere now. It's out on DVD and Blu-ray, but I rented it from YouTube just so I could see it. But, you know, it's a good sort of action thriller type movie with a twist of superhero. So, yeah, I recommend it. I do.
Okay. Also, we should watch Chronicle again just because it might suck so much.
No,
like I don't know. Like I haven't seen it since it came out in 2012 or 13. Like I don't know. Like I think it came out in 12, but I saw it in 13.
I'm pretty sure it came out earlier because
no, it's
I was in Germany when I saw it, and I started studying.
I'm like
2009.
So sure it was 2012.
Yeah.
Okay, Robert's gonna Google, and while he does that,
you talk, I Google.
I checked, like, I was doing something entirely different, and I stumbled upon this game called Control. And it's available on, I don't know, PS4. That's the only thing I look up. But
in August.
In August. Yeah. Yeah, it came out, like, earlier last year.
It is 2012. So you're right.
Boom!
Nice. Fuck, I was sure it was earlier.
I think I've checked it, like, several times because I've recommended it so many times.
Sorry. There you
go.
But
I should probably watch it, like, just to see if my recommendation still stands.
Yes. We should watch it together. Yes.
Yeah, and I think we should watch it here, Maybe next week.
Yeah. We have homework, Ilias.
Oh yeah, but shit, yeah, we're watching it here then. Yeah, that's true.
If you want to do it again, I thought it was fun.
I thought it was fun. It was way more awesome than watching it alone, like at the odd hours of the night.
Exactly. Yeah, perfect. We'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, cool. But yeah, so Control is a game about this agency that works with anything that doesn't like apply to normal physics. They investigate it.
So like what? The superpowers or
anything that doesn't like follow the laws of physics, and they'll investigate it. And for me, it feels like it's extraterrestrial and a bit psychedelic.
Mm-hmm.
And you just like you work at this building called the Oldest Building, and
that's so
the
cool.
building has like it can reshape. So the whole building, like the rooms can change, the rooms can shift.
Whoa.
But it's not magical. It's just supernatural, like or alien tech, basically. That's what it feels like. I don't know.
Yeah, you just showed me the trailer, and it looked amazing.
And it goes from, like, you have telekinesis and a gun. That's what you have, as far as I know. And you're trying to, like, solve this mystery of what's happening at the office. There's something called the hiss that is... not an elevator in Swedish, but the hiss is an entity of some type. And something... yeah, snake. So disgusting. And this entity is like something's happening within this old building. And the rooms are shifting and people are being somehow possessed by this entity and they're attacking you and you have to get through. And then suddenly, like the whole room spins and like squares fly out. Like it's so psychedelic. But the mood and everything that they've created with this game seems so fucking awesome. So it's like an action game with a story, and not just the like raw action game in third person. And you're this female agent, I guess. And yeah.
It looks really cool. I sort of get almost like... well, it reminded me of the Star Wars game I was playing, Fallen Order. So you kind of have that and almost a little bit like Hitman. Like you're
like
free
gameplay-wise?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you're free to roam around and you investigate things.
Yeah, I don't know that. Like I haven't checked actual gameplay. No. If it's like linear where you have to like go from A to B all the time, or if it is like, I can go wherever I want in the office, or if it's like floors or, I have no idea.
Very interesting though. And yeah, and like you pointed out before we recorded that the soundtrack sounds really dope as well.
Yeah, and I hope that's the sounds in the game as well.
Otherwise, it's just a cool trailer.
It is
with
a
good
cool
song.
trailer, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Control,
yeah. That's all it's called.
Yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah, but it looks epic, and I'm going to buy that game this week and hopefully get to try it during the weekend.
But again, it looked like it came out August.
No, it did come out like...
last August.
Yeah, last August.
Okay. I thought it was like
it's out.
Brand new.
I just totally missed it.
All right.
Like I didn't even know that it was out. I've never heard about this game ever before.
That's probably why I recognized the logo then, because I've scrolled past it.
No, because it just came out up as a sort of like on YouTube. It was just like, you should watch this video.
Suggestion.
Yeah, and I thought it looked cool. She's holding this like futuristic gun that I didn't pay attention to at all, but I saw her hand sort of doing like a reaching thing, and I was like, she's saying stop, like like no, my body, like my kids learn at school, like okay. Nice. But then she was holding her hand with like there was tension to it, and I was like,
Yeah, her gun sort of looks like the RoboCop
gun, right? Yeah. But it can sort of like
morph,
exactly. But it's like squarish morphs, like it's like
it looked really cool.
It looks so cool. And if you check some of the other trailers, there's a story trailer. There's the one I showed you. Like it doesn't ruin anything, but I just like it totally sold me.
Yeah.
And I love when I play games, no matter if it's an action game or whatever it is, I need the story.
Yeah.
I can't like play Super Mario by myself.
It's a party type of game, and solo playing a game like that is just wrong. Like we talked about earlier, or before, like Tekken. Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
Trying to get through a story mode on Tekken or Street Fighter,
Yeah, they're so boring. Yeah, they're so boring.
Well, to be honest, Street Fighter's better than Tekken.
Oh,
But,
it is
yeah.
1,000 years better than Tekken,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Same.
But my problem with both of them, though, is that their stories are shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're so boring.
There's no incentive to do anything. It's just like,
And the
next dude.
There's no
next
gratification, like completing, now I finished the game with Ryu, and he's like, I need to keep training. And you're like,
dude. You've been fucking doing this for 40 years.
yeah, exactly. Get a job, hobo,
Yeah.
and cut your hair.
And cut your hair. Yeah, you heard me, Chris. Yeah, it's been a while.
No, but it's just like,
Yeah.
I just need a story. And the Tekken story is ridiculous.
It is.
It's like everyone hates everyone, and Hahachi threw this kid off the cliff, and then he threw his son off the cliff, and nothing makes any fucking sense. What is the cliff throwing about?
Who is Cliff?
Yeah, who is Cliff, and why is there a monster inside
Why are
him?
people
Yeah.
throwing people off of him?
Cliff Biscuit.
I don't know why.
I don't know. It just sounded right in my head.
Yeah, nice.
And you say it out loud and like, what?
Biscuit?
Biscuit? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tekken.
So Tekken. So no Tekken.
But yeah, leaving the game department again, going back to shows.
Yep.
I also finished Deadly Class.
Oh, yeah.
Also based on a comic. I think we've mentioned it like once or twice or 3 times. But it's basically about this school of assassins where all the big crime families that you can think of that are stereotypes and also exist in real life. The Yakuza, like the Mexican cartel,
The Italian mob.
like the redneck mafia, whatever the fuck that is. There's that as well. And then there's like some people that aren't in any major sort of organization, but still have, some criminal pull. They're like all their kids are going to the school.
Cool.
And then there's this one kid that supposedly murdered a whole like orphanage.
What?
Yep. And he lives on the streets, and they find him and like invite him into the school. So he lost his parents, got into the orphanage, burned everything, and then now they want him to the school because,
They want to kill everybody. Yeah.
And
Makes sense.
so this school of assassins that I'm not really clear of what the fuck it is. Like, there is this organization. They're called something, though. Like it's like a cult. I don't know. It's not a cult. It's another word for like this. The people behind it. And they have like there's a thought behind it and a way of, like a way of conduct that they... So, like, for anyone in the organization, they have to, like, send their kids to this, place in China, and they're there until they grow up, and then they send them out again. Like, it's super complex. You'll have to watch the show, but the first episode, though, has, like, a lot of punch to it. Just like Daybreak has, like, what you expect, and then it totally throws it off the window.
Yeah, okay.
But it's about this one and Daybreak, though. Daybreak is a more, like, fun, relaxed thing. And this one is a bit more intense, but still on, like, these teenagers going to this assassin school.
Yeah.
Because the parents are sending them there. And, like, they love each other. They, like, do stupid shit that teenagers do to each other. But also, you
Kill
have
people.
this killing. Yeah.
That sounds great. So where is it streaming, or where did you see it?
I saw it on Viaplay.
Okay.
But you could probably find it. Like, Netflix US probably has it. I don't know. Like, I'm
sure.
just guessing, but there's probably ways of finding this show somewhere. Like, I don't know where it streams otherwise.
Because people have been telling me to watch it for so long now, and I just feel bad for not watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, mainly because I don't have that streaming service, and yeah, I don't want to get a new one. So.
And I think what I like about it is the people that don't know martial arts don't fight like they know martial arts.
Oh,
they
nice.
Just fucking,
they
know
smashed
stuff. Like, I could punch them in the throat and do this. That they use. But there's no, like, weird high kicks that look like broken low kicks. Like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, when people are trying to pull off, like, stuff that they're not able to. But if you go the Casino Royale thing, where you just, like, fucking immerse, like, just
Just keep running.
Keep running, keep kicking, keep hitting. It doesn't have to be pretty. That's the direction with some of the characters.
How good is that movie, though?
But it is like one of the best ones. Like
Casino Royale. Yeah, it still sticks out.
Like the other ones, I didn't care for much. Like they're okay.
All pretty shit.
But
to be honest,
the first one, it was so good. Like, oh, James Bond, and then he's just so rough around the edges.
It just fucking came out of nowhere too. Like, what the fuck? They're rebooting the thing and they're doing this? Like, oh man, I remember seeing it.
Yeah, the parkour scene where he just he doesn't even parkour. He just falls through everything. Basically,
he's being smart. That's the cool thing. Like, he doesn't know how to do that shit. So what does he do? I'll just break this wall and run down here and slide down this thing. Safe.
It's so good. Yeah. It's so good. But
I had to.
I think that's my favorite thing about that movie. He's just like, even with the fighting, he's like, I'll kick no one above the waist. I'll just like attack them like with all my body weight and hit him in the throat and knee him in the face. Once I like get them down to my knee, basically.
Exactly. He does what he can do.
Yeah. And that is the beauty of that movie.
Awesome.
And you feel the intensity of it.
Yeah. And so, sorry.
Yeah, but Deadly Class is basically just these teenagers dealing with teenage shit while also going to a school of assassins.
Fantastic.
And it actually, and it's about their relationship to each other, and it's good.
Cool. And how many seasons?
There's only the one.
Only the one?
Yeah, I think it's like fairly new. I think it came out last year.
Yeah, it did.
So it's like one of those shows that I wish had more episodes.
Yeah.
Because I stopped watching for a while because I was just jumping and just checking at different shows. But now I've started like going back and just watching all the ones I liked.
Yeah. No.
And yeah, it was good. Like, I don't want to say anything beyond that.
Yeah.
But that's like the premise is like.
But so the ones that I have on my watch list that I really need to get to is that one, Deadly Class, and The Boys. It's also one that people keep bringing up. That's also like a superhero type thing based off of comics. But
where is that one available?
That one's on Amazon, I think. Yeah, or Prime. Or it's the same.
Yeah, Amazon
Prime. But that one is supposed to be very like realistic superheroes in a way. Like, everything they do has like realistic consequences. So
I like that.
Maybe if somebody can run really fast, maybe they accidentally run into somebody and that person accidentally then blows up because you're running at like the speed of sound or whatever.
I love that concept.
Yeah. So apparently it's like that, and they're very dark. So
that I'm gonna write down.
Yeah.
Or you can remind me, I'll write it later.
The Boys.
But that sounds awesome.
Yeah. And that one's getting a second season, I think. So it's done well.
I would like to see more movies like that as well, like superhero movies where they like step away. Step away from this, like the Marvel
Disney.
and Disney.
Disney.
No, but DC stuff, and just try to like find a different angle to this whole superhero thing.
That's why. I have to cut you off. But the New Mutants that's coming out, I think in April, maybe. It's a new Marvel superhero movie. Have you seen the trailer, the new one? Or
I don't remember.
But that is taking a superhero thing and making something new out of it, and it does look more like a thriller horror type of movie. But so it's about these kids in a mental.
Mutants, isn't that like X-Men?
Yeah, it's a.
Shit! Now I know which one it is. Yeah. They take her to the place. She's on that bed, and they're just like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's super horror-y. Yeah.
Yes, and it looks very, very cool. So I like.
We
that.
looked at the Ghostbusters trailers when we were sending them back and forth. I also was checking that.
There you go. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that one, and that is just because you said you wanted to get more movies like that. So,
yeah. I just need something else. Like I love the Marvel movies except the last one, and I'm not saying that it's a bad movie. It's just like
it didn't really.
It didn't live up to something I put out there. Yeah, but that's fine. A lot of movies are not going to do that, but I just want a different. Because what I hoped that Code 8 would be is what Chronicle was back then. Because it took that whole superhero thing and it just made it about, abuse and how that would evolve your superpowers. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Just like the way that Captain Marvel gets her powers, it's not very like...
No.
It's just meh. It's like how every superhero gets their power, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And there's no like interesting dilemma that makes her use her powers. Like there's like it's an okay movie. It's enjoyable. It has like the soundtrack of our lives as kids, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But it doesn't have what Chronicle does with the powers. They're all
Exactly.
like these different kids that don't have like any connection to each other except going to the same school. One is a jock, one is, you know, like the nerd abused kid, and you know, like, and then this popular kid or something.
They're
I don't
cousins,
remember.
actually. In
They
the movie.
are?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
related.
maybe that was it.
kind
Yeah.
of.
But the way that they use their powers is like basically going to like a toy store and like moving teddy bears around and like
Messing
teasing
with-
people,
yeah.
messing with people.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
super innocent. And then somewhere along the way, shit just goes south, you know.
It's so honest, I think.
I think
Because that's exactly what we would have done
if we got
if we were that
superpowers, yeah.
old and had superpowers.
Yeah,
We'd
and-
just be fucking with people as much as possible.
Exactly.
Just having so much fun with it.
And
And,
yeah,
and
and
really
then-
trying to learn how to
I think
use
so.
it.
And then eventually maybe you do something that you miscalculated and all this fun and games suddenly got super dark.
Exactly.
And you never know, you know, because you're dealing with something you
Yeah.
really don't have any control of.
And I
Yeah.
think, yeah, if that would happen, it is a fine line with you going fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Because
of course.
all of a sudden you are like this god person.
Yeah, what would so much power do to you? And
Exactly. That's why I liked Brightburn as well.
that's why
bringing
I
that up.
don't like Brightburn is because they like it happened. Like I don't know, I haven't seen it, but it feels to me like it goes like 1 to 100
Well,
rather than
kind of.
having this slow development that I
It-
feel
it-
Chronicle has.
It is a slow development,
Okay.
but he does pick it up quick.
yeah,
But it is, you know, you have to see it. I don't want to give it
yeah,
it away too
I don't
much.
know if I'm gonna see it, but
I'm sure it's out on like streaming
it
services.
is.
that-
It is. I think I saw it somewhere
yeah.
as well. Like I
if
don't-
if it's not out now, it should
you
be
could at
out
least
really.
rent it.
Yeah.
Like what is that? Like $3 or like
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be out soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was fun. Like it's fun. It's interesting. It still needs a lot of work, but it's
Mhm.
fun. And I do like that more and more of these dark superhero type movies are coming out.
Do you remember that show about this family? I don't remember what it was called. Like, where they were like the dad, the daughter, the son, and the mother. They all have superpowers, and they're a normal family as well. I don't remember what that was called.
A show?
Yeah, a show that was called like I don't remember if it was
Is it
called.
Is it a cartoon or is it like a
No,
proper
it's an actual like live action show. Like I don't know what it's based off of, but
old one? Or how
yeah,
old are we?
fairly. Yeah, it's fairly old. Like not pre-2000, but it was called. It was actually like I liked the idea of it. It's about this family that gets superpowers, but it's a drama. That's the thing. Yeah, No Ordinary Family.
No Ordinary Family.
Yeah, it got canceled, I think.
Can I see a picture?
You can look up close because you'll recognize the main guy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically, I don't remember like everything.
Is that
right now.
Nicole Kidman?
No, but it does look like it. But no, but it's the lady from, yeah, the lady in Dexter, the mom with the daughter that he dates.
Oh, yeah.
It's that mom.
All right.
But this show was basically, like, I really liked the idea of it, and it got like some nice ratings as well, I think.
It's pretty
Thinking
much
back.
The Incredibles, I guess.
But that's it. But it was like more drama, and you
Mhm.
know, like, which was a nice sort of approach. I don't remember if the effects were good or anything.
Probably
But
not.
the dad is like indestructible. The mother is something else. You know, like it's basically The Incredibles.
Yeah.
But it is a different way to sort of like tackle that topic, and I wish it hadn't gotten canceled or like something else like it would have come up. You know, where they like explore the powers.
Yeah.
No Ordinary Family, yeah. Because I remember watching, like, binging the first season because I thought it was, like, an interesting idea just to see where they took it. No, I don't remember shit. But,
No, I really don't remember.
But it got, like, 6.7. It's not great.
When I saw the image of the family, I
Mhm.
recognized the dad from
Yeah,
other shows and movies,
yeah.
but like I vaguely remember seeing the show,
Mhm.
but I don't think I've seen the whole show. Maybe just 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something.
But basically, they're, like, in one episode, they're fighting this, like, guy with fire powers, you know? Because I don't remember how everyone got their powers and stuff.
I'm sure it was some Freaky accident.
Probably, or experiments or something. I don't know.
Meh.
But I would like to have more stories that... That's why I loved Heroes as well, like back in the day, before it all also went super crazy.
Yeah.
They had some cool powers, though, like the ability to absorb other people's powers.
So good. And I like the way that he had to go, like, really kill them and, like, pick out a piece of their brain to get the power.
But did he... What did he do with that piece?
I don't know.
Did he eat it, or was it, like, something like that? Because I remember he had to steal them. He was called Siler, I think. Yeah. And he could steal the powers by opening up their brains and stealing like that.
But then he learned how to take them without opening up their brain.
That was the other kid.
Was it?
The one of the brothers. One was like the president or something like that.
And then the
younger one with the.
That's right. He could fly and do all these things later because
because he could absorb everyone's power. So he could basically just like he didn't know he could in the beginning. I think.
No.
But he could like touch someone and have their power.
Yeah. Exactly.
So he just added to his own power. So he could do that and then grab someone else and grab that as well. But I think that becomes apparent later.
I know I had the first 1 or 2 seasons.
But I really remember enjoying that show because it had a different take on the superhero thing. Yeah.
I liked a lot of things about that show.
Me
it
too.
Started out
and the
so
artist
good.
that could paint the future.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Such a cool way to do it. And that he needed heroin to open up that part of this.
Yeah. And then he drew what was going to happen. Because he was making a comic as well. Shit, that was it. Yeah.
So good. Like, a lot of things really good. And then it just escalated into...
What the fuck happened after that? Yeah, it just went totally...
I don't think I've even seen past maybe the 3rd season.
Do you remember how they got powers? Or no, they just activated at some point, right? Like their powers.
Yeah.
At different ages or something. Yeah.
But very good.
I really enjoyed that one.
We've been saturated with superhero shit forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah. But I do enjoy it. I
do too.
Find that we're always doing the same thing now with them. Like it's the famous, like top 20 tier of heroes over and over. It would be nice to get something else. Like I would like ordinary people with, I don't know, a social worker with superpowers. Just like basic, like stupid shit, a janitor with superpowers. Just like put superpowers in a scenario where they would either be hard to handle or, or you get them at a time of your life when you're super old. I don't know. I don't care.
You need to see My Hero Academia. Like, I know probably a lot of people have told you this.
No.
But yeah, and you're done with anime, I'm sure. But this is, I think, probably my favorite anime. It's so good, but just because of what you just said. Okay. I used to have Crunchyroll.
Oh, yeah. But then I know one that I can watch as well, like similar.
But this one is like 100%. I'm going to be buying it as soon as I can.
My Hero Academia. And what was the other one I needed to check out? You said something else as well that I didn't write down because I said you'll remind me, and now I've totally forgotten.
The Boys.
The Boys. Okay, I'm just going to write
so that one, I haven't seen The Boys, so I can't vouch for it being super awesome. No, but that doesn't matter.
I'll just watch it, and if it sucks, I'm not going to watch it.
But My Hero Academia is, I think, by far the...
Academia.
Yeah, the best anime I've seen these last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Even surpassing Attack on Titan, like season 3 and all that. It's so good, but it is because it does turn the whole superhero thing on its head a bit.
Okay, that's cool. I really enjoy that.
So I'm not going to give it away.
Because that's why I liked...
if you don't cry in the first episode, you are a dead person.
Dead inside. No, but the thing is, some shows that I've enjoyed, like anime, is the one that I recommended to you with the vampires that I don't even remember what it was called.
Oh, yeah, with the different types of vampires, right?
Yeah, exactly. Something Meister, something.
Oh, God, I don't remember.
Yeah, but whatever that vampire show on Netflix was, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it mostly for the fights. Like, the story was okay, but I really enjoyed the fucking animation. They were so well done. When he's fighting them in the yard in that Japanese house.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck. Oh, man, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. Like, when they don't, waste the money and animate them well, but then do the rest well as well.
Yeah.
That one was awesome. And then the one you recommended, Be the Beginning.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed as well because when they're animating like high pace,
It's well made.
so well made, and his eyes turning blue and all the effects that they're using and stuff. It's so well balanced and well made,
and
that you really enjoy it.
And it's a unique story too. Like
Yeah,
it's not something that
exactly.
you see that often. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the story as well. It's not that vague, weird questioning, like that is so common in anime that we talked about before. That it just makes you don't understand it. You can't relate to it. Like the smidgen you can relate is not enough for you to like keep doing that for 700 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, the best thing about these shows that we're mentioning, that we don't even remember the names of, too, is that they end. It's the end.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
There's no season 2. There's no follow-up.
It's
end.
just done. Yeah.
And I think that's like my most favorite anime shows. It's
the finished ones.
They just finish.
Yeah.
And not
think,
700 episodes in.
So I'm pretty sure this My Hero Academia has like 1 or 2 more seasons to go.
Mm-hmm.
And that will
How many are there like in total?
So it's 3 now. 3 seasons.
Yeah,
and it's not like 60 episodes per season. They're kind of short. So it's definitely easy to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And
check it out.
yeah, no.
But it'll probably be done in like a couple of years.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes. Then I don't want to watch it.
That's how it is.
I usually watch them at the end.
But yeah, no, I can't recommend it enough. It is very, very good.
Sweet. Yeah, I might check it out.
Actually makes me want to go back and rewatch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of vampires, I gave Dracula a shot, and meh, you know.
First impression was meh.
Yeah, it was all right. Like it's fun. It's a fun way to retell that story, but like I wasn't super pumped to keep watching it.
Yeah.
But I'm not against finishing it. So, yeah. With that said, I think that's kind of all we have for today. Or you got anything else?
Yeah, no, I have nothing else.
My brain is going numb.
So don't forget next week's homework with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dennis Rodman,
and Mickey Quirk.
Exactly.
Yes.
In
Double team.
Double team, yeah.
Team
it was
double?
too simple.
Double team.
Available on iTunes, basically, and also there's 2 versions on iTunes. Identical but different covers and different trailers.
So definitely see one of them.
Yeah, exactly. So see which trailer you like the most and then watch the exact same movie. You can rent it for $3-ish.
Ish. Probably 50.
Probably.
Who cares?
But yeah, it's going to be epic. If you have it on VHS, watch it there and enjoy.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it next week. It's probably going to be as epic as I remember it.
Yes.
Toe
100%.
fight. Yeah, exactly. Remember the toe knife fight.
If anything, watch that.
He does jumping kicks. Come on.
Ooh. All right.
Toe ninjas. Toe ninja.
Yeah, thank you guys as always for listening.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, make sure you sign up for the event if you're going to be in Stockholm during the 24th. And yeah, if we don't see you then yeah, we'll see you the week after and have a fucking awesome time doing whatever the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
And good luck with your freelance stuff.
Exactly. Hope that helped. And if it didn't,
Hope
someone else does.
Yeah.
Something good. That helps.
Ding.
And I hope all the porn references landed well with you guys. Enjoy.
Yes.
Puss och kram. Bye guys.